A place in the semi-finals of the Carling Cup is the prize for either Rovers or Chelsea this evening here at Ewood Park. Forget league form and the fact that the Londoners are riding high at the top of the Premier League. This is all about the next 90 minutes. And what a prize for either side. A two-legged tie, just 2 games it would be before you appear at the new Wembley Stadium. Header forward, Roberts gives chase. Ivanovic heads away. Mikel picks up for Chelsea. Very interesting team news from both sides. We'll run down all the changes that the two teams have made in a moment or so. The Rovers in this first half kicking from left to right towards the Darwin end, and there must be about 4,000 Chelsea fans in here tonight. Great following from London. Joe Cole onside on the right hand side picks up for Carlo Ancelotti's men. Jockeying with Chimbonda, gets towards the goal line, pulls the ball low, back into the middle, cleared by Nelson. Looked like a handball by McCarthy, not given. Kalinic goes to ground, doesn't get the free kick. Pedersen blocks off the run of Ballack, and Chelsea this time do get the decision from the official. Rovers quickly run down their lineup. We've got Paul Robinson in goal, and the back four: Salgado, Samba, Nelson, Chimbonda. A midfield, we think of Emerton and Zonzi, McCarthy and Pedersen. Chelsea come forward though, will break off. Front two for Rovers to finish that off, Roberts and Kalinic. The Rovers caught napping from that free kick, thankfully getting away with it. We know the Chelsea side in a moment, as Nzonzi gives the ball straight to Kalou, and look at those black shirts burst forward. Deco, edge of the box, tried to play it back through towards Kalou. Nelson stepped in, Mikel allowed to come forward, and Nzonzi strong in the challenge. Emerton gives him the ball back. A frightening start from Rovers there, really, who just kept wanting to present the ball to Chelsea. Salgado burst forward from full-back. Pedersen had made a run on the far post. Instead it goes to Emerton, right-footed, whips the cross in just behind Kalinic, cleared by Belletti. Mikel takes down, and it's breathless in the early stages here. Now it's Chelsea trying to mount an attack. Joe Cole with his white boots gives it back to the Chelsea captain tonight, Michael Ballack. Kalou's drifted out to the right-hand side, goes back to Mikel. Malouda infield, plays it behind Zhirkov. And he lays it back to Ivanovic. Well, the Chelsea team, plenty of changes for them. Some of the big guns missing. Drogba is only on the bench. No Anelka at all. No John Terry. No Lampard. No Cech. And some of the key figures not in Ancelotti's side tonight. They are in possession. We'll get to their team, I promise you, in a minute. Malouda, that was a sloppy pass. Gets a second chance, which is equally as poor. And Samba strides out from defence, and he's going to go on a little run himself here. Kalinic is central. Roberts on the right-hand side might fancy a run at the defender here. Jockeying with Ivanovic, tried to take him on the outside, but the Serbian defender was wise to what Roberts was trying to do and took the ball off him. And now Samba having to get back, as once again Chelsea will look to break. It's Joe Cole, midway inside Rovers territory, drifting towards the right-hand side. Receives the ball back. Ballack infield. Still going the German captain, Deco, clips it back through towards Ballack. Samba's there to intercept. He gives it, and Nzonzi and Pedersen will try and run it out of harm's way. Well, 3.5 minutes gone. Wendy is here, I promise you.
I've just got my head in my hands. I can't believe how open this game is after 3 minutes. It's scary. Is it the two diamonds that are causing this problem?
Well, there's not too much defending going on from the midfielders at the moment, is there?
Diamonds are a girl's best friend, unless it's the diamond formation. It's a bit scary how much room there is for everybody at the moment.
Right, Chelsea side, the ball is back with their goalkeeper Hilario. They've then got Belletti, Ivanovic, Ferreira and Zhirkov at the back. John Obi Mikel, he's like the holding midfielder. Then Joe Cole, Ballack, Deco and Malouda in front of him. Kalou as the only recognised out-and-out striker. Appeals for handball against Belletti, not given. 4 minutes gone, still goalless here. But if it's going to be anything like this, then we could be in for a pulsating 90 minutes. Kalou drops deep to receive the ball, turns, runs at the Rovers defence. Final touch was a little bit heavy, ran into Nelson. His touch then presented it back to Deco. Ballack looks cross-field, that's a lovely ball with his left foot. Opens it up towards the Russian, Yuri Zhirkov. Salgado tracking him, Zhirkov goes infield to Kalou, continued his run, and he was onside, allowed to go by Salgado. Ball into the middle towards Joe Cole, and that's come off Ryan Nelson and gone behind for a Chelsea corner.
Well, I tell you what, I put my mortgage on this not being goalless at the end of 90 minutes, because from the word go. I mean, both sides have lined up in an attacking way, haven't they? And Rovers have got McCarthy at the head of the diamond behind Kalinic and Roberts, but wow, is this an open game.
Deco to take the corner for Chelsea. Balak has got an aerial threat. Ivanovic also in there. Headed away at the near post though by Emerton. Mikel heads back towards his own goal, picked off by Kalinic. Now he looks to run at the defender, who's Ferreira. Skips in field away from one and then back to Nzonzi. There are two out on the right hand side. McCarthy dummies it to Emerton. Kalinic available, deep across, looks too deep for Pedersen, keeps it alive just about in towards Kalinic. Hilario off his line, comes and collects for the away side. Needed a better final ball there from Brett Emerton. Now look at it again, Chelsea looking to break forward at the other end. Samba, who started this game in excellent fashion, takes it away from Kalou. His ball towards McCarthy, doesn't reach its intended target. McCarthy chasing back, forces Malouda to retreat slightly. Edge of the centre circle, it's Mikel. Out towards Belletti, the Champions League winner with Barcelona. Infield to the Frenchman Malouda. Thought about shooting from distance, instead goes wide to Deco. Zhirkov makes the overlapping run. Deco now on his right foot, again switches play to the far side. Chelsea moving the ball around nicely in the early stages here at Ewood Park. A chance now for Cole to run at defender, blocked by Chimbonda. Spins on the sideline, stays in play momentarily and then does eventually go out for a Chelsea throw. And the big changes to the Rovers side. Who would have thought that we'd have three centre forwards on the pitch at the start of this game?
Not me for one, no. It just shows, I think, you know, Rovers, it's going to be an attacking game from both sides.
Deco makes a run inside right channel and Zonzi caught, trying to let the ball run out, and Nelson rescues him, intercepting the attempted cross into the middle. And Zonzi now looking forward, moving up towards halfway into the feet of Roberts. Pedersen switches the ball from left to right and Emerton. That was a nice pass and there's space here for the Aussie to run into. Salgado again on the overlap, takes it away from the feet of McCarthy. Roberts back to the South African. Infield to Kalinic. Nice touch again to Roberts. Kalinic makes a return run and shoots, and it was blocked, I think, by the Chelsea man, or in the end I think Nikola Kalinic did get the last touch and put it high and wide of target. Lovely move, and it's such a shame there wasn't an end product there.
Yeah, very nice move from Rovers, and Kalinic just had to stretch for that, didn't he, with that reverse ball, and he just couldn't get the control or bend his foot round it to trouble Hilario, who we've seen at Ewood before, haven't we?
We have. Was it not in a cup tie as well?
Could be.
When he came on for Czech or Kujatini, now you're testing me. One of those two got injured, and I think it was his debut here.
And he did well.
He did very well. And Chelsea won that game. That was a League Cup tie by a 1-0. Joe Cole was the man who scored the winning goal on that occasion. And Joe Cole, we know all about. He played at Stamford Bridge in the league meeting a few weeks ago. That was his first start after a long-term knee injury, and he was very impressive. This is impressive, this move from Rovers. Chimbonda infield. Pedersen got a touch. Can Chimbonda get a second one? No, it falls though for Roberts in the area, trying to tee the ball up for Pedersen, who drives inside the box, feeds Chimbonda, pulls it back towards Kalinic. Rovers lead, and that's majestic football, totally undoing Chelsea at the back. And Niko Kalinic, boy oh boy does he love the Carling Cup. His second goal in Rovers colours. Both have come in this competition, and less than 9 minutes in here at Ewood Park, Rovers lead Chelsea by 1-0.
Do I like that? Some nice little build-up play from Chimbonda and Pedersen on the left, and as soon as the ball came across, Kalinic got in front of the defender, in front of the keeper, and a lovely slide into the net. How much good will that do the young man? We know he's scored in the Carling Cup before, but that will mean an awful lot to him. This is Chelsea, not Peterborough.
I've just watched that goal again. It's better second time. Lovely work from Pedersen in particular, I think has started this game really nicely. His ball typically, as I say that, just skipped away from Emerton out of play, but Chimbonda marauding forward down that left hand side. Lovely ball into Kalinic, and it's 6 yards out, the simple side foot home. And Neil McDonald probably can't believe his luck. Already Rovers up in this game, less than 9 minutes in. Attack seems to be the best form of defence then. And Zonzi gives it back to Samba. Well, that's got the Rovers crowd warmed up a little bit on a cold night. And Chelsea have got a terrific following here, but for a moment they're silent, probably stunned that they're a goal down here at Ewood Park. Mikel gives the ball to Deco. You think it might be an even more entertaining game now, perhaps because that's happened. Looked like handball against Joe Cole. Referee will give advantage as it goes back through to Paul Robinson, and look, there's the thought, get it downfield quickly, let's try and test out the defenders, and there's a slip, and Roberts will pick up on that one, but again Ivanovic got a touch and takes it back to the Chelsea goalkeeper. Kalinic has got a bump to his head in the build up to that.
Yeah, I think he was nutted there accidentally, and he went down like a sack of spuds, didn't he? To Jason, had his head in his hands. I think it really was almost sort of had one eye on Kalinic, because he just trying to play it inside. I don't think that was Jason fully focused there, because I think he was more concerned about Kalinic on the floor.
Well, there are a few worries for Carlo Ancelotti at the moment. I'll tell you what, this back four, the central pairing in particular, Ferreira and Ivanovic, sort of Terry and Carvalho, they are certainly not.
No, they've no Alex either, have they? And you know, they won't have played together, I presume, that much. They might have done it in training a couple of times, but they do look a bit susceptible at the back. I just find the left back's an interesting character for me, Zirkov. You're a big Rovers fan. Do you know that one?
I didn't know that one.
Apparently when he was growing up, he followed Rovers when in the Shearer era.
I'll bear that in mind if we do eventually go to a penalty shootout and he's taking the last one when he needs to score it.
Because he does normally play a bit more advanced than left back, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's a wing
winger.
back for his country,
Yeah.
But he's a more attack-minded player. He spent a lot of money on him in the summer. Cole slides it through towards Kalou. What a touch that is from Ryan Nelson. It looks as if it was going straight through towards the Ivory Coast striker, but Nelson brilliantly has turned that away on the far side for a Chelsea throw.
Yeah, really alert defending from Ryan Nelson. It needed to be, because it was a lovely ball from Cole.
Rovers lead here at Ewood Park. We've played 12 minutes. Kalinic the scorer. Malouda for Chelsea. Gives it to Ballack in towards Deco, edge of the area. Again looking for Joe Cole. Chimbonda got a touch. And that's behind for another Chelsea corner. That's some great football being played by both sides. What a thoroughly enjoyable match this is so far.
Yeah, some terrific movement, isn't there?
Malouda, the man to go and take on the far side. Left-footed, he'll look for, amongst others, Ivanovic again, who's forward. Mikel, Kalou in the middle. In it goes, Ivanovic jumped. Rovers trying to clear. McCarthy just flicks that one away as far as Kalinic, who holds up and on the left-hand side, then ran into a bit of trouble. Bundled his way through a challenge, and it's fallen nicely for Emerton. And it's 2-on-2 momentarily. Roberts at the back post. Emerton going himself. Turns, edge of the box, has got an option in field. It's Pedersen, who back towards Emerton, who once again has somebody to show for him, and he went inside the area. Went to ground in the end when the Chelsea player came to challenge, but I don't think there was ever any real chance of the referee Alan Wiley awarding Rovers a penalty there.
He was trying to get it on his right foot, wasn't he, to have a go.
Rovers perhaps a little bit shot shy there. Poor ball from Kalou. Pedersen got a touch. McCarthy gives it back to Salgado, who chips it up and then volleys the ball downfield inside Chelsea territory. A foul by Ivanovic, one of the clearest you'll see tonight, and Rovers get the free kick. And I tell you what, Chelsea are really, really rattled here. I wonder whether they're as stunned by the Rovers lineup as we are, because
yeah.
I mean, they just don't look like they know what they're doing at the moment.
Well, Rovers are attacking, and they're attacking with some venom, aren't they? I mean, Chelsea look dangerous, obviously, every time they come forward. But Rovers likewise at the other end. Maybe we can play this against Liverpool.
So McCarthy will take the free kick from inside the centre circle, chips it forward, looking for Samba, who's won the header, nearly fell for Nzonzi. Emerton, edge of the box, shoots! Oh, a couple of yards wide of target. Sat up for him beautifully, and he made a really good contact on the ball. Just a shame he couldn't find the direction to get it on target.
It's interesting, isn't it? Dave Fevers just run round the edge of the Blackburn goal right to the other side of the pitch. I just don't know if it's Kalinic who's maybe from that bump or what the problem is.
Well, we'll see in a minute. Pedersen looks all right. Chimbonda looks fine. At the moment, it's just, I think, Junior Hoylett warming up on the near side. And Kalinic is moving okay there as well. It might well be Chimbonda looking at where Dave Fever's hunched down in front of the advertising boards on the far side. Malouda will keep it in play left-hand side for Chelsea. Jockeying with Emerton, and half blocks the cross. Salgado down and out of play. And it's a Chelsea throw. I'm still keeping an eye on the, half an eye on the Rovers physio. I think he's trying to get someone's attention. Do it subtly as well, because he probably shouldn't have crept around there,
not
should
when
he?
Chelsea are attacking, please.
Cole drops deep to win the ball, taken away from him by Nzonzi. McCarthy slips, and that's dangerous. Mikel finds Joe Cole just outside the area. Another aimless ball, flick forward, looking for Kalou, and Nelson comfortably intercepted. Kalinic then slips. Belletti had it. Kalinic got a touch. Could well have been a foul against the Rovers man. Chimbonda just about keeps it in play. Oh, another Rovers player slips. Is it raining, or I don't think it.
Well, I don't know if it's mist or thin rain. I can't tell from here.
It's that fine rain that soaks you through. Not much if it is. I wonder whether a few of them have just got the wrong footwear on, almost contributing to our own downfall there. Ferreira gives the ball to Ballack when he certainly didn't want it in that kind of area. Chelsea have worked it nicely though, back to the German captain again. Cole drops deep to pick the ball up. Looks right to Belletti, who does like to get forward. Cross into the middle, and Kalou, he heads down and wide of target. And he really should have scored.
He should, and he nearly clattered into the post. Such was the carry through, flinging himself at the ball.
Well, dare I say, his international colleague, Mr. Drogba, wouldn't have missed that one. A good leap to get there, and he was going for the far corner. It's a good foot or so wide. A warning for Rovers, who do lead in this match. Kalinic's goal after 9 minutes. That's Chelsea's best opportunity of the game so far. The first clear-cut one they've had. As it runs out of play on the far side for another Rovers throw. Rovers, of course, have beaten Gillingham, Notts Forest and Peterborough so far in this season's competition. Chelsea have only had 2 games and they've beaten QPR and Bolton to date. Salgado right hand side, back to Emerton, down the line to Roberts, who's been certainly readily available in the early stages here. That's a real battle, a real good battle he's got going on there with Ivanovic.
There's no nonsense defender, Ivanovic. He's always likely to give away free kicks, and I sense that if Jason gets round him, he might be pulled down before he can get away.
Well, not getting round him is not the easiest thing, though, is it? He is a big guy. And Pedersen has trotted over from left to right to take a long throw. He'll be glad to get a start in this game, and so far he's done well. Up to the line, long it goes into the middle, too high for Nzonzi. Ivanovic does head away. Deco battling away with Salgado. Headed out of play by Zhirkov, and Rovers get the throw. Good news is that Dave Fever's come back to the dugout. Emerton goes infield. Malouda gets a touch and it spins away to the far side. Kalinic holds off Belletti. Back to Chimbonda. Still think he was the man that Dave Fever was going over to look at. That looked like handball against the Chelsea man. McCarthy allowed to bring it down and shoot from distance, and it's wide of target. Well, the referee, to be fair to him, allowed the advantage there because he saw that Rovers were in possession. And the snapshot from Benny McCarthy. Once again, the only criticism is that he doesn't test the goalkeeper.
Brett Emerton impressing again, though, in the early stages of this match. Nearly really does. Every time he gets the ball, you can almost sense the crowd get excited.
Bundles of energy, hasn't he? He was terrific at Bolton. I thought he was superb again against Stoke at the weekend. After that long layoff, he really has come back in very, very good form. Lovely skill from Deco, takes him past 2. Ballack thinks about the shot, hits low one all the way along the ground and wide of target. Kalou was chasing in at the back post, but it was always a little bit too far ahead of him. And comfortably behind for a goal kick. At the moment, it's a bit like we'll have a go, then Chelsea will have a go.
Yeah.
You don't want to use too many cliches, but it's typical cup tie, isn't it? End-to-end stuff.
It certainly is, and Rovers can almost catch. It's not on the break, but Chelsea are pushing men forward, and with McCarthy, Roberts, and Kalinic lurking, there's always a chance of getting on the end of something decent.
Chimbonda takes it away from Cole, who slipped. So it's players from both sides struggling with their footing. Salgado releases Emerton. Salgado continues his run. Emerton crosses, Kalinic attacks, headed away. McCarthy shoots. It was a difficult one to try and control. It was bouncing about waist height, and in the end it spins off the outside of his right foot, comfortably through to Hilario. It's another contender for the worst kit.
Well, he should be directing traffic somewhere, shouldn't he, really?
You look at that in a flash and it does actually hurt your eyes. It's fluorescent orange. It's horrible. Samba steps out from defence. You could see Malouda didn't really fancy challenging him there. Chip forward, Roberts onside. He looks suspiciously off. Pedersen through towards Kalinic inside left channel. Oh, the offside flag does go up this time, and I don't think that second decision was the right one.
It was very, very tight. Good movement from Kalinic, though. He's causing some problems.
I'll tell you what, there's oceans of space in between the Chelsea centre-backs and the full-backs, and that's where Rovers are having the joy at the moment. I mean, Kalinic just more or less stood in the same spot, and Ferreira just let him wait there. Belletti was thinking, it's not my man. And I thought in the end a poor decision denied him a run-in on goal. This is where Belletti does like to be, attacking. Cuts it back onto his left foot, puts the cross in. Nelson meets it awkwardly on the half volley. High in the air it goes, and Zonzi jumps. McCarthy helps out defensively, went to ground. Pedersen acrobatically gets something on the ball, doesn't properly clear it. Malouda back to Mikel, and he opens the game up towards Zhirkov on the left-hand side. Touch was good. Now he goes infield. Salgado tracks him back onto his left foot, invited to shoot, and it's on target, but Paul Robinson makes the save low down to his left-hand side.
It's one way and then the other, Zhirkov there, and still managed to get a shot in.
Well, it probably shouldn't have been. I have to say, you would like to have seen the Rovers defence a little bit tighter.
I think Salgado just needed a bit of backup there, didn't he?
McCarthy takes the ball off Malouda, looked for Emerton, just a little bit too far ahead of him. He's stretched, but a Russian fullback for Chelsea. Zhirkov took it away from him. Deco oddly has got a short sleeve shirt but gloves on. Finds Portuguese midfielder again. Malouda left hand side. He crosses in left footed, decent enough delivery, and there was a foul by Kalou on Nelson, and Rovers get the free kick. Well, we're past the midway point in this first half. Rovers a goal up courtesy of Niko Kalinic's second in the blue and white halves. And I would imagine that Neil McDonald is thrilled, and if Sam is listening somewhere, he'll be equally as delighted.
I've seen a replay of Kalinic just caught offside, but it was a very tight decision.
I just had a feeling that that was going to come after the initial one, because I'm pretty sure Roberts was offside, and Rovers got away with it, and then as soon as he got the opportunity, flag up. Not that I would dare suggest that anything like that ever goes on in the minds of our beloved officials. Ballack towards Deco, who's a really intelligent little footballer. Deco always seems to find little pockets of space. Back he goes to Ivanovic. Ferreira, versatile, can play anywhere along the back four. Finds himself at centre-back. Doesn't look comfortable there though. Malouda again dallies, and Rovers nearly win the ball back. McCarthy's frustrated, he didn't take it off him. Zhirkov left hand side, again going infield towards Deco. Little back flick to Joe Cole, steps away from Nzonzi, tries to go past Salgado. Did he foul Pedersen? No, says the referee. It's still alive for Chelsea in the area. Finally Salgado hacks it away for a Chelsea throw.
Well, I was waiting for the ref to blow there for a free kick to Rovers, but it didn't happen. Just a few signs of exasperation with some of the defenders there from Mr. Wiley.
Yeah, Rovers now have a chance to clear, and Zonzi very calmly sidestepped Deco, looking for Kalinic. He couldn't bring the ball down. Belletti forward. Kalu again looks offside. No flag from the assistant. He's not endearing himself to the Riverside crowd. Not too many do. Salgado finds Emerton to Roberts inside the Chelsea half. Turning, closed down by Zhirkov, and it's out of play for a Rovers throw.
Well, it's been a highly encouraging first 25 minutes for Rovers. They played some really nice football. And the bonus is being a goal up.
Down the line, and Zonzi flicks on. Kalinic helps forward towards Roberts. Again, the flag goes up. I just wondered for a split second about Belletti at
on the
other side.
Yeah, just in
very,
time.
very late. Another one I'd like to have a look at. I think because it was so close to the assistant, that decision was always going to go against Rovers. Balak, who's been quiet so far, to be fair, finds Malouda. A switch of play on once more. Belletti had to jump to keep that one in play, heads it down the line, and no one's there for Chelsea. Chimbonda goes back to Nelson. In turn, he looks for Paul Robinson. An awkward one really to deal with, but it's a good kick upfield. Kalinic and Ferreira jump. Emerton was looking for Nzonzi. Deco, I thought was fouled, but the referee didn't agree. Salgado to the young Frenchman, and Nzonzi again. Little step over, another slip, but finds Nelson. I reckon, where's the kit man? Start sorting out new boots for everybody at the break. Yeah, some with studs. McCarthy being harassed by John Obi Mikel, turns away from him, moves down the left hand side. Nice footwork, then overdid it, and Mikel took the ball off him. Just had a feeling it was going to end that way. Emerton chases back to get something on that one. Salgado and Deco, crunching challenge. Pedersen flicks it over the top, and there are two onside here for Rovers. Kalinic is wide on the left, just Roberts in the middle at the time being. Emerton gives him some support. He fired the ball at him, and Emerton tried to direct it on target, couldn't do so in the end, and a promising little break comes to nothing.
Too much pace on that ball from Kalinic really for Emerton to do anything with, to get under control. It was another great, well, in fact it was 3 times wide, but it was a great run from Emerton to actually support Kalinic and get up there.
I'll tell you what I think's helped Brett Emerton in the games we've seen at Bolton and even Stoke at the weekend and tonight. He's not an out-and-out right winger. He's not being told that he's just got to run down the flank and get crosses, and he's moved in field, and there's almost a bit more freedom to say, look, you're sort of playing a bit like a central midfielder, and he's got the freedom and the ability to make those runs. A long time since he scored his last goal for Rovers. He was on target a matter of weeks ago for Australia. He looks a real goal threat at the moment, though. He has the ball right hand side, Brett Emerton. Clips it in towards Nzonzi, headed down towards Salgado, just a bit too much on that one, and it goes behind for a goal kick. But it's another nice move. I'll tell you, we played some really good football in the opening 28.5 minutes of this game.
And you can see, I think the players are thoroughly enjoying themselves. And the freedom to the play.
It's a shame there's not a slightly bigger crowd inside Ewood Park.
Yeah, great pricing for tonight's game. That's the pity of it.
Mikel found Balak, and now Malouda. That's for Zhirkov on the left, who's happy to come forward from full-back at every opportunity. Malouda to Deco, back out to the Russian on the left. Tried to play it back infield towards Deco inside left, but Salgado blocks it out of play for a Chelsea throw. Deco getting a little bit too much time and room to turn. He has to go back though to Mikel. In turn there's Ferreira. Poor ball forward. Chimbonda able to intercept very comfortably. McCarthy to Nzonzi. Square to Chimbonda, makes himself immediately available for the return pass. Now he finds Nelson. Pedersen, that touch a little bit heavy, but he slides it down the line. Roberts leaves it for Chimbonda. Roberts again. Gives it back to the Frenchman. Chimbonda carries the ball. Now he finds Nzonzi. A Chelsea player just slipped when he was nowhere near the ball then. That pass towards Salgado wasn't the best. Malouda just forced him into leaving it, and it's out for a Chelsea throw.
I think the surface is causing a few problems tonight, isn't it? Very greasy on top.
Well, you think that Neil McDonald might be quite happy with the way things are going at the moment, but I've just seen him out, edge of the technical area, berating somebody. As McCarthy upends Malouda, Chelsea free kick.
It's a very easy game for the ref to officiate tonight. There's hardly a tackle in malice, is there?
There have been a couple of decent tackles, but not fouls. There's not an edge to it like that. Belletti looks for Cole. Right-hand corner of the penalty area. Running infield at Chimbonda. He's got him to retreat into the penalty area. Cole shoots left-footed. Just hits the back of the side netting. Probably a yard or so wide of target in the end, and I think if it had been on goal, Paul Robinson had that covered anyway. Look at the trickery from Joe Cole though. The way he worked the space for himself.
Good to see him fit again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, talking from England's perspective here.
He's one of those footballers. He's so easy on the eye, isn't he, the way he plays. Robinson kicks upfield. Did that take a touch off the Chelsea man? The answer's no. And bounces out for Chelsea's ball. 31 minutes gone. Rovers still a goal up here at Ewood Park. Kalinic got it 9 minutes in on the end of a lovely move involving Roberts, Pedersen and Chimbonda. Chelsea have had a couple of chances since then, most notably Kalou, but he headed wide of target. And Zonzi put Salgado under pressure. Did well to find Emerton with that pass. And Zonzi forward, Kalinic dummies. Salgado had stopped his run. And Zhirkov trots back to the left full-back area to collect. I just think a couple of occasions and Zonzi's passing has not quite been up to its usual standard tonight.
Yeah, he's got a dual role, hasn't he? He's broken up a lot of the play. But just a couple of misunderstandings with forward balls from him. What I like is the way Samba breaks out from defence.
Kalinic has picked it up and was running at Ferreira, still battling away with the Chelsea defender. Ferreira forced to turn it behind for a Rovers corner.
Some nice leaning by Kalinic there on the Chelsea defender. He's working very hard.
I think it was Pedersen that won it back initially. There are a couple of guys that have impressed me tonight. Emerton, Pedersen likewise, I think has done well so far.
Playing better, Morton, definitely.
Playing for a place against Liverpool, no doubt. Yeah. They know they've got to impress in these games now if they want to find themselves back in the starting 11 for Premier League matches. McCarthy will take the corner from the far side. Right-footed, whips it in. Kalinic jumped, the goalkeeper came for that one, got nothing on it. Nelson sets it for Emerton to cross. Deeper delivery, Samba's still there, rises, and just a foul on the Chelsea defender means that the free kick goes to the away side.
Yeah, I think he's just pushing down on the defender there in his anxiety to get to that ball.
No, I don't think it was Samba. I think it might have well been Kalinic that pushed his man. So even we're too quick to blame it all on Chris. Chimbonda, was he fouled? No, says the referee. Pedersen, poor ball forward, picked off by Mikel. And Zonzi, strong in the challenge against Deco. Back heel from McCarthy. Oh, not the kind of area you should be doing that. Mikel finds Malouda, trying to take on Salgado, whips it across. It looks too deep, but at the back post, it was, I think, Michael Ballack arriving, and he fires it into the side netting. And the most relieved man inside Ewood Park is a South African centre forward by the name of Benny McCarthy.
Oh yes, I can just imagine the reaction if that had found the net, because it was a great back heel, but not there, please. Another 40 yards further forward. Nice move and good connection from Ballack, thankfully into the side netting.
Yeah, disappointed he didn't hit the target in the end. I would hesitate to say that McCarthy won't be doing that kind of trick in that kind of area again, because immediately Neil McDonald was edge of the technical area, and I don't think he even needed to say anything. He was just looking at Benny saying,
"What are you doing?
What were you doing?" Correct. Well, Kalinic has won a free kick. He's been busy, Kalinic, so far. I guess importantly, he was in the right place, right time to finish off that flowing move early doors, but since then he's really tried to put himself about. A free kick from the far side, which McCarthy will take. He loves them from this kind of area. The delivery normally superb. He stands, waits, hands on hips. Pedersen though instead hits, and that's a lovely ball. Samba's there, and it is picked up on the goal line by the Chelsea goalkeeper Hilario, and really after a delivery like that it deserved better.
It was a magnificent delivery. It was begging to be put in the back of the net, wasn't it, really? And Chris Samba's almost momentum there following through on that. No, definite foul on the keeper.
I think the problem for Chris Samba there, it actually hit him and looped into the arms of the Chelsea goalkeeper. The problem for Chris Samba was that Kalou just jumped right in front of him and meant that he couldn't get a clear sight of the ball.
Great delivery from Benny though.
Malouda for Chelsea, midway inside Rovers territory. Still this game is end to end. It's so easy to watch. Malouda infield, Pedersen, good touch on Cole. Fell though for Malouda. Good challenge from Emerton. McCarthy gives it back to the Aussie. Kalinic's right hand side, but offside. He slips it through towards Roberts, and the Chelsea defender got a really important touch. He didn't quite know how important it was going to be. He inadvertently sent it all the way back to Hilario. If not, Roberts was through one-on-one. Look at the space now for Chelsea at the other end. Deco, left hand side of the penalty area, cuts infield on his right foot. It rather took the angle for the shot away from him, and his pass towards Ballack was poor. He opens the game back up towards Zhirkov. Malouda infield. Zhirkov continues his run. He was being fouled by Salgado initially. He let go at the right time and then made the challenge and turns it out for a Chelsea corner.
Experienced play that from Salgado, wasn't it? All those years at Real Madrid, putting a few of those tackles.
I don't know, he's normally used to going the other way. I don't think Real Madrid do too much defending, do they? Short corner. Malouda back to Deco, who whips it in. Emerton stoops down to head away at the near post. Ferreira back forward, touch from Cole to Deco again. Goes back to Mikel. The 1-2 with Ballack, and Mikel perhaps thinking of a shot, goes for another 1-2. Takes it away from Pedersen and does hit very central. Didn't have a massive amount of pace either, and Robinson saves. Well, I'll tell you what, the attempts have sure mounted up in this first half, haven't they? Well, we're about 5 or 6 each.
Yeah, pretty even on both sides, really.
There's 7 minutes to go until half-time. Rovers a goal up, and other than that Kalou chance, I'll say that Chelsea have had chances. Most of them have been from distance.
Yes, as long as it stays that way, I'm quite happy, because Paul Robinson's been equal to anything that Chelsea have come up with so far. We know that Ballack and Deco have great shots on them, but if they can keep them out of that danger area, they'll do well.
Now, dare I say that there's not a great deal of urgency from Chelsea at the moment. They're playing the football, but you know they've not. They don't seem to have. They don't seem to be panicked in any way, if you know what I mean.
No, well they'll still fancy themselves, basically, won't they?
Well, it's all right if you're a goal down with a little bit left and you can turn to Drogba. That's not a bad man. Well, a quick look. I'm sure he's worth more on his own, or he's bought for more than the entire Rovers bench. Wouldn't be far off the entire Rovers first team, would it?
Well, there's also Kakuta on the bench, isn't there? The boy of the moment.
He's a transfer man. Transfer ban man. He's a promising youngster. Made his Premier League debut a couple of weeks ago. He is the reason why Chelsea might not be allowed to sign any players. That, of course, is on appeal at the moment. As it stands, Chelsea would be able to buy in January. But
well, yeah, they're talking about is it Aguero at Atletico?
Yeah, just a cool 40 million. Some loose change that Roman had lying around.
Maradona's son-in-law.
A foul throw, I think, has been given here against Zhirkov. And Rovers will have it midway inside Chelsea territory. Ancelotti not too happy. A quick word, a little joke between Salgado and the Italian coach.
They'll have come across each other a few times, won't they?
Just thinking of, see if I can remember a Madrid-Milan final.
Yes.
You remember one?
Well, going back quite a long time. Oof.
Emerton's ball in field, not the best. Nelson got there eventually, and then after taking a couple of touches, finally realised it was best to clear. Falls for McCarthy on the right, a little bit behind Salgado, who, in trying to get the ball, just hooked the back of Malouda. And Chelsea get the free kick. I'm not sure Malouda wasn't falling anywhere, having seen that again. Deco slides it through towards Kalou. A little bit of space, trying to touch it off towards Cole. Again, being far too fancy. Why didn't he just go for it himself?
Well, they're doing an Arsenal at the moment, trying to walk it in.
Cole, the mandatory step over, and out to Balletti. Deco once more. He pops up everywhere, does Deco. Back to Balletti. Low ball in this time. Nelson comes to meet it, sends it away. Balletti wins the header. McCarthy jumps, may well have got the touch, heading it back towards his own goal. Salgado unceremoniously punts that one downfield. Emerton should keep it in play. Zhirkov got a touch, Rovers have the throw. It's the Spanish veteran Michel Salgado who will take. Finds Roberts, trying to turn away from Zhirkov, just ran the ball straight out. Michel Salgado scored his first goal for Rovers in the last round of the Carling Cup against Peterborough. He can't get a Premier League game at the moment, can he? But he's a Carling Cup regular. Cole trying to flick. Blocked by Chimbonda. Mikel looks for Ballack coming forward on the right-hand side for Chelsea. Chimbonda holding him up at the moment. Cole makes the overlapping run. Ballack goes in field himself, shoots left-footed, and Robinson just slides along the ground but watches it comfortably behind for a goal kick.
Well, that was a reasonably poor effort from the German captain there. I don't think that was ever on target.
One thing I did notice there was that Chelsea had Kalou right up top when Ballack was breaking forward. The entire rest of the midfield was running to join him, almost in a line across. It was Mikel, Deco and Malouda. Could have had them on a bit of string, dragging it across the pitch. Kalou with a touch, down to Cole, flick back forward. Nice control by Solomon Kalou. Finds Ballack again. Deco central this time. Looks left. I'm not quite sure who he saw. I may well have seen Malouda out the corner of his eye, but he certainly didn't pick him out with a pass. And that's a Rovers throw.
Don't tell me Didier's getting ready.
Didier at the moment is taking a hot water bottle off his trainers.
I don't believe it. Has it not got a little animal cover?
I'm wondering why we don't have one. My feet are cold too.
I wouldn't mind, but it's not that cold tonight. It's Ewood, is it? Go on, Didier, get yourself warmed up at half time.
Well, he might well be coming on for the second half because he's been told to take his coat off and go for a little jog. Ball through towards Kalinic, he's miles offside. Chelsea get the free kick. I think Roberts just delayed that pass, had one touch too many. Well, the game's sort of levelled out last 10 minutes or so, hasn't it?
It has. Chelsea certainly had possibly just a little bit more possession than Rovers, but you might just expect that. But they've done well defensively, I think.
Final minute of the first half. Chelsea coming forward. Balletti in field. Gives it to Joe Cole. Once again he slips when he was teeing himself up for the shot. McCarthy finds a ball to Roberts on the right-hand side. Again, Ivanovic for company, and he'll try and take him on the outside. That looked like a foul, and the assistant referee is going to give it. Good decision. The Chelsea defender looks away in horror, but there certainly was a foul initially, and I thought Roberts had got the better of him.
Yeah, it was nice by that. He just delayed pushing it forward just a half second and then went for it, and you knew then Ivanovic was in trouble.
So those two look quite evenly matched in terms of like the pace of themselves and the strength that they've got.
It's 1 minute of added time.
I think that just for the injury to Kalinic. McCarthy with the free kick, and poor, very poor.
Not one of
Looks
his better
high
ones.
behind. No.
He's better from the other side.
Yeah. He's apologising to, I think, every single one of the players who'd run 50 yards forward to join in that move. So Rovers seconds away from going in a goal up here at Ewood Park. And Zonzi wins the header over the head of Sambrick goals as Chelsea play it forward. That's through to Paul Robinson. I bet Neil McDonald will be absolutely thrilled at the break, Wendy.
He has good reason to be. Chelsea panicking, putting Drogba on, possibly for the second half.
There's the half-time whistle. And do we have a bit of an upset on the cards here at Ewood Park? Chelsea, the Premier League leaders, big favourites going into this Carling Cup quarter-final tie. But Rovers started very brightly and took the lead 9 minutes in. A lovely move involving Roberts, Pedersen and Chimbonda. And Niko Kalinic was on the end of it, 6 yards out, right-footed, just to slot the ball home. Since then, Chelsea have been kept largely at bay. Just one header from Kalou that flashed wide and a couple of attempts from long distance from Ballack. But after the opening 45 minutes, Neil McDonald and Big Sam, wherever he is, will be absolutely thrilled. It's Rovers 1, Chelsea 0. Well, if there was any doubt as to which manager was unhappy at the break, then the evidence has just been illustrated here at Ewood Park. A triple change for Chelsea after the opening 45 minutes. Carlo Ancelotti obviously didn't like what he saw, and he's made 3 substitutions at half-time. Coming on, we've got Jeffrey Bruma, Gael Kakuta and Didier Drogba going off. Deco, Joe Cole and Giuliano Belletti. But Chelsea have suddenly realised they might have a real game on their hands here, as Roberts bursts past one, chips forward towards Kalinic. He was just offside, and Chelsea get the free kick. So the second half underway with a flurry of activity, Wendy.
Yeah,
Mr. Ancelotti, normally so quiet and reserved on the touchline. I bet he wasn't that way in the dressing room.
Very displeased, I think. We thought Drogba might be coming on because the hot water bottle came out towards the end of that first half on the bench. Interesting to see just how good this Kakuta is.
Well, it's Mourinho-esque, that kind of change, that kind of gamble. That is Kakuta on the ball now. He laid it in field, and his first involvement is to give it away. Kalinic holding up, goes back to Chimbonda. That'll make it interesting to see how Chelsea reorganise now. McCarthy, lovely diagonal ball towards Emerton. Hilario outside his penalty area, heads down. Chelsea come forward, the ball towards Drogba, far too wide of him, and Samba lets it run out of play, and that will be a Rovers throw. I'll give you the Rovers team, and then after that give me a couple of minutes while I work out how Chelsea have lined up. Rovers, Robinson in goal, then the back four, Salgado, Samba, Nelson, Chimbonda. A midfield of Emerton and Zonzi, McCarthy and Pedersen. It's more of a diamond, and Zonzi deeper, McCarthy further forward. He's supporting Roberts and the goal scorer Niko Kalinic. So far, Wendy, that attacking system has worked a treat.
It has, and all 3 of them have worked very hard, with McCarthy just off the front too. But perhaps the key to it all has been one of the other midfielders, Brett Emerton, who's been very, very quick to support from midfield.
Roberts challenges for the ball there, falls back for Ivanovic. Into the feet of Kakuta. Looks left, he's on left foot, the French youngster. Drogba clipped it in field. Roberts can't hold it up. Ivanovic gets there ahead of him, finds Malouda. Looks wide. Zhirkov in towards Ivanovic, who'd stay forward. Can he now get a cross in? Sells Emerton with a dummy, back to Malouda, who whips it in, deeper delivery. Drogba gets there, and Didier Drogba equalises, and the change pays instant dividends for Carlo Ancelotti's side. Within 3 minutes of the start of the second half, Didier Drogba gets his 15th goal of the season, and Chelsea are level here at Ewood Park. Rovers 1, Chelsea 1.
Well, he is the magic man as far as Chelsea are concerned at the moment. I really thought we'd deal with that cross when it came in there, but once again Drogba gets ahead of Ryan Nelson, and the header is perfection really. It leaves poor Robinson with no chance whatsoever. Rovers will be kicking themselves just so early in the second half, and he's come on and done it again.
He's just absolutely on fire at the moment, Didier Drogba. Everything he touches turns to gold.
Ryan just seemed a little bit flat-footed there. I don't know whether he didn't get his jump in early enough, but just look at the cross coming in. And it was one of those where you think, well, it's just going to be headed clear. And I think, really, Ryan just mistimed his jump.
And to be fair to Drogba, it wasn't the easiest of headers either. Kakuta a target for Malouda's ball now, right-hand side of the penalty area, faced by Chimbonda. Shows a bit of trickery before whipping the ball into Malouda. His shot is half blocked. Chimbonda's clearance not the best, only back central to the edge of the penalty area. Helped a little bit further away by Nzonzi. McCarthy's touch falls for the young Frenchman again. He finds Chimbonda, fires the pass at Kalinic, who sees it taken away from him by Bruma on the touch. Nelson steps in on Ballack, and the ball spins forward. Ivanovic down towards Zhirkov, and Chelsea have started the second half in ominous form. Zhirkov towards Kalou, inside left channel. running at Samba. A couple of step overs, gets it on his right foot. He's forced outside the penalty area. Tees it up for Ferreira. Again the cross, it's deflected, and Robinson Kane got a punch on that one. Ballack went down in the middle, appealing for a penalty. Pedersen finally brings it down and just smashes the ball away. Rovers desperate for a bit of respite here.
Well, all of a sudden they look a yard quicker than us at the start of this second half.
Drogba gets a low ball in, it nearly came to Kalou. Samba was there to clear high back towards his near side, and Didier Drogba once again curls one in towards the far post, and Robinson catches. It was going wide of target anyway. Well, he doesn't hold on to the ball, gives it out to Brett Emerton nice and early, and he gets inside the Chelsea half. Roberts is further down the line, and once again he's got beyond Ivanovic. Was that handball? It was, and he'll do very, very well if he gets away without a yellow card here. Second time he's done that. The referee Alan Wiley wants a word, but doesn't look as though he's going to book the Serbian defender when he should have done.
Yeah, he sort of fell on the ball there, didn't he? But made sure Roberts wasn't going to get past him. And as I said in the first half, if players do, then he has no hesitation in getting in.
Free kick to Rovers. It's on the right-hand side. About 12 yards or so from the goal line. 5 or 6 in from touch. And Pedersen lines it up left-footed. Whips it in, decent enough delivery, and I think Hilario got the punch. Comes to Emerton, who wicks it back towards goal, blocked by the Chelsea defender. Chimbonda comes to meet, and there was almost a clash of heads there with Zhirkov. Emerton back to Salgado, who's lost possession of the ball, and now Chelsea can break. It's through towards Kalou. He's one-on-one with Robinson. Great chance for Chelsea, and Solomon Kalou rolls the ball into the back of Rovers' goal. And this Carling Cup quarter-final tie has totally been turned on its head within the opening 7 minutes of the second half. Drogba with the equaliser. Kalou has now put Carlo Ancelotti's men in front. It's Rovers 1, Chelsea 2.
Well, it's taken 7 minutes of this second half, and really Rovers their own worst enemy there. Salgado just got caught in possession, and Kalou was away in an instant. Mainly because Rovers are still pushed up from the attack before. Well, they've worked so hard of Rovers to get ahead in this game, and it's gone in the blink of an eye.
And the two men from the Ivory Coast have rocked Rovers, and you were right. Poor bit of play from Michel Salgado, who gave the ball away in an absolutely horrible area, and Rovers punished on the break.
And Roberts again taken out by Chelsea there. He's just having words with the referee about how many times. Neil McDonald shakes his head, and the words said at half time about they'll come out and come at you. You can live with maybe the first goal. I mean, it could have been avoided. Cross could have been stopped. Yeah.
Maybe defended better once it went into the middle, but the second one's criminal. Pedersen's free kick, lovely delivery, a bit too high for Samba, who did foul his man, and Chelsea get the free kick. Well, everyone was bouncing around at half-time, full of confidence and starting to believe that we could make it through to the last 4. And now all of a sudden it looks like it will be a very, very tough proposition.
Well, they've just looked a bit sluggish in this second half. They've been second to the ball right from the kickoff. But as you say, that first goal you can take, but the second one was just really Rovers' own fault.
Well, horrible clash of heads between Kakuta and Nzonzi. Oh, and you can see immediately there's blood coming from Stephen Nzonzi's head. The two men jump together, and that has hurt.
Yeah, and I think it's Morton just signaling to the bench that that's going to need stitches.
Oh, both men eyes on the ball. Oh, it's a sickening clash of heads, isn't it? And Stephen Nzonzi looks as though he might well have come off worse from that. Kakuta's still down on the ground, and Nzonzi half sat up, but both men, no doubt, very, very dazed and confused after that. So I would think a lengthy break in play here. Chances we see Pedersen come to the near side for Neil McDonald to try and have a word with a few and just try and reorganise things a little bit.
It was actually Nzonzi who won the ball and headed it, and sort of Kaku was behind the ball.
Kakuta back up on his feet. I don't think he has been cut anywhere. He's going to come to the near side, but it looks as though he'll be okay. And Nzonzi back on his feet, but it looks as though he might have a pretty nasty cut above his left eye. Being helped off by Dave Fever, and he's guiding him off the pitch. He'll do very, very well if he can carry on. It looks as though he's going to give it a try, but that kind of incident, I think that might be a Stitch's job at the very, very least. And Nzonzi doesn't look too happy with it. He's probably frustrated because he'll feel, I think, that the Chelsea man just jumped into him a little bit.
Yeah, Vince Grella getting the call down this touchline to get stripped off, I think.
Well, it seems to me that Nzonzi might have been saying, look, give me a couple of minutes or I might be all right to carry on, but I don't think Rovers can afford to go down to 10 men for any length of time, can they?
Certainly not. Not with the way this game's just swung.
Well, both are down a man at the moment. Kakuta still receiving some treatment by the side of the pitch. Chip ball forward by Robinson. That runs beyond everybody and through to, I was going to say his opposite number, but Hilario's number 40, so he's the opposite goalkeeper. Still no change for Rovers, and Kakuta still off the field of play. Foul by Salgado on Malouda. Chelsea have a free kick. Of course, I mean, the worrying thing from Chelsea's point of view now is that they've made 3 changes, so they need Kakuta to come back on. Forward it goes towards Drogba.
And maybe they don't, the way they're playing.
Whipped in towards Kalou. Robinson makes the save on his goal line. The header from Solomon Kalou. He should have hit the back of the net. Another goal for Chelsea, and that would probably have been game over.
Do you know, I don't know if it's a mental thing with Drogba coming on, but all of a sudden the defenders don't look happy at the back. And there's gaps appearing where they weren't in the first half.
Are there many better strikers? Are there any better strikers in the world at the moment than Drogba?
No. As Mr. Wenger says, he does nothing. Yeah, right.
I would love to have a striker who does nothing like Drogba. Well, Bruma steps in field away from Kalinic, who's hardly seen the ball in the second half. Zhirkov on the left. Kakuta is back on, so Chelsea have a full complement of 11. Rovers still down a man. Drogba to Malouda. He waits as Drogba sort of just jogs his way towards the penalty area. Decides to go back. There's Ballack and towards the feet of Kalou. Salgado stepped in, won it back. Pedersen stretches to give the ball to Chimbonda. I think Rovers slightly wary of overcommitting while being down a man. Chimbonda makes a move down the left, infield to Roberts, who gives it back to Pedersen. And Rovers will just try and keep possession of the football. I think by the looks of it, we're going to give Stephen Nzonzi every chance to get himself back on the field of play. Grella still warming up, but no sign as yet that he will come on. Chip forward by Pedersen, headed away by Bruma. Bruma's playing alongside Ivanovic at the heart of Chelsea's defence, with Ferreira on the right, Zhirkov on the left. We've got Mikel holding in midfield. Kalou's drifting out to the left, Malouda in the centre, and Malouda breaks forward for Chelsea inside the penalty area. Tried to pull it back towards Drogba. Excellent challenge this time from Salgado, and it goes behind for a Chelsea corner, and the away side were very, very nearly in for a third goal there.
Yeah, they could have scored a couple of times since going 2-1 up, couldn't they? And really, we need to get this 11th man on as soon as possible, whether it's Nzonzi or Grella.
Corner to be taken from the far side by Malouda. Just wonder why he didn't shoot there. Left-footed, he whips it in. Nearly reached Drogba again. Chimbonda jumps well, edge of the area. Comes down for Zhirkov, who puts it back in rather lazily with his left foot. Samba heads away. Rovers a bit disorganised at the moment. Where's Salgado gone? There's plenty of space. for Malouda, who lines the cross up, headed away by Nelson. McCarthy has to stretch to clear. Pedersen then gives it straight back to Ballack, and it's all Chelsea at the moment, threatening to just run away with this cup tie. Ivanovic, right hand side, faced by Pedersen, low ball in. Emerton gets the touch, and Pedersen plays down the line towards Kalinic. His touch takes it out of play, and that will be a Chelsea throw. I think Corella has just been called back, hasn't he? I've just noticed him go back to the dugout. I wonder whether Rovers have just decided, look, we can't wait any longer for Nzonzi. Ballack has Malouda on the left. He's onside, corner of the penalty area, cuts back in field on his right foot, shoots. It's wide of target. City are 2 goals up in the other quarter-final. Sean Wright-Phillips has got the second goal there. Rovers, after being a goal up at the break, are 2-1 down here at Ewood Park now. Goals from Drogba and Kalou inside the opening 7 minutes of the second half. We've gone just past the hour. And really, Rovers haven't looked like getting anything in this second period so far.
No, they haven't. They certainly, I presume when Grella comes on, just try and stem the flow a little bit. He's just having a talk with Neil McDonald on the touchline.
Drogba peels away to the left-hand side. Lays it off for Malouda. Back in field to Didier Drogba. Right-footed, lovely ball in towards the back post, and Ballack attacked. It just ran beyond him though, and it's behind.
Oh, no.
And it will be a goal kick.
Well, so, would you believe it?
Well, Stephen Nzonzi looks as though he's going to come back on. He took one heck of a whack, did Stephen Nzonzi. But he's shown a great attitude there and a great desire to get back onto the pitch. Well, Rovers are going to make a change, and it's one that does surprise me. Pedersen goes off, and Grella comes on.
Oh, that might be an injury, Neil. I can only assume that maybe it's a pull or something.
Was that straight down the tunnel?
Yeah.
I do have a large degree of sympathy, because I thought Morton had played well. Well, Grella will come on and try and shore up the midfield, which has been overrun at the start of this second half. I guess the problem is that the only other change would have been to try and take a striker off, but now we're behind in the game. You don't want to do that. I did speculate at half-time, didn't I? We were sat here chatting, and I said I wonder how long before Grella, and I wonder whether he might even come on at the start of the second half and change things around. It's a different proposition now with Rovers needing a goal.
I think it's mentally now with Rovers, it's do you believe you can get something from this game?
Chimbonda puts infield with the throw. Mikel sends it straight back out, and the Frenchman has another chance, and the Blackburn end wakes up, shell-shocked in the second half. That early Chelsea onslaught. It's out again for another throw from exactly the same position for Pascal Chimbonda. Reached the finals twice. Once a loser with Wigan, once a winner with Spurs when they beat Chelsea. Roberts has won another free kick. I have to say, especially second half, this looks like our best opportunity. Yes, delivery needs to be good though.
Yeah, we haven't put any sort of fluent play together in the second half so far. Unlike the first, where we played some really nice stuff, just been on the back foot.
McCarthy to take. Plenty of runners in the middle. Might reach Chimbonda, It does do, and the touch bounced away from him off his chest. A golden opportunity. Still in play. Emerton to Nzonzi on the right-hand side. Tees it back up for the Aussie. Whips it in. Deeper delivery. Kalinic tried to flick on. It's got in! And Niko Kalinic will claim his second goal of the game. Brett Emerton might want it, but the Croatian striker is running away, taking the plaudits. And would you believe, a bit of a freak goal, and Rovers level with 19 minutes of the second half gone. Rovers 2, Chelsea 2.
Well, first of all, there was great delivery from McCarthy from the left, and a really good delivery from Brett Emerton. I'm not sure if he did get a touch. Let's just have another look at that one from Brett Emerton. In fact, it wasn't, was it? Yes, it comes back to Emerton from Nzonzi. A high looping ball, and Hilario goes for it, and I don't know if Kalinic the run from Kalinic deceives the keeper.
Oh.
Now then, who's claiming that?
I think we'll let them argue over that one. I don't think we really care. I think Kalinic is the man who it's been given to, just for the faintest of touches off his head. Horrible, horrible, horrible goalkeeping from Hilario.
Hilarious, as we've used before. That time he was. Very welcome it was too.
The cross itself did take a nick off the Chelsea defender, didn't it? But that's no excuse for the goalkeeper, who is flapping in quite spectacular fashion.
And that was just seconds after the ball bounced off Chimbonda, who was in a wonderful position just to slide it into the net.
And now, well, you said it was a question of believing. The Blackburn end have started to believe again. Mikel battling away with Kalinic, and the free kick goes Chelsea's way. It just looks to have woken the players up there, doesn't it? In the little period of play we've had since that equalising goal, all of a sudden we look hungrier again.
And Zonzi showing great desire to win the ball in midfield. He looks like a warrior at the moment with that white bandage round his head.
Cross from Ferreira hits the back of Chimbonda, and that goes behind for a Chelsea corner. Oh, he's got the old butcher headband on, hasn't he?
Now, can somebody please sit on Drogba here?
Literally. Just wrestle him to the ground and sit on him. As we approach the midway point in the second half, Rovers 2, Chelsea 2. Malouda's corner, Robinson comes, punches that one away. Could maybe have caught that. I think he was just wary of Drogba, who was closing him down rapidly. Malouda the man to take. Finally it leaves for Ferreira. I just wonder what Chelsea's response to that goal will be.
Attack.
I wonder how many times this season they've had a game like this. I know it's not their perhaps first choice team, but how many occasions have they been put through the mill by an opposing side like Rovers have done this evening?
They don't concede, do they, for one thing, normally. And that's credit to Rovers.
Zhirkov in towards Malouda. Salgado intercepts. Emerton finds Nzonzi. His ball forward deflects off a Chelsea man, out of play for a Rovers throw. You see again the goal actually came off the arm of a Chelsea man. Does Kalinic get a touch? Oh, I think he might do, you know.
Just the back of his hair.
Yeah. Still, if that was our goalkeeper, it wouldn't be
no, not best pleased.
No. So 2-2 here. Quarter of the game left. Of course, with the score being even, we do have the potential of a rather late night here at Ewood Park. Zhirkov trying to get past Salgado. Spaniard gets a touch, and Chelsea have another corner. We said we wondered what their response would be. It's been decent so far.
Yeah, you don't expect them to sit back at this stage. They won't want extra time. We don't want extra time. We want a winner in the 90 or 90 plus.
Corner from the left this time. Malouda again whips it in, missed by Ballack, who had just stolen half a yard at the near post. McCarthy clears away up towards Roberts. The defender gets a touch, but it falls for Emerton, and now Rovers will fancy breaking forward, and Emerton, urged on by the crowd, flicks it forward towards Kalinic, who's onside, right hand side. Roberts in the middle, Emerton in the middle, behind both of them, and Chelsea able to clear. Now look at the away side trying to break. Kakuta inside Rovers territory, and Zonzi comes across to close him down. He's allowed him to go infield on his left foot. The reverse pass intercepted by Nelson. Kalinic flicks on, and now there's Roberts. A chance to turn and run. He waits for a bit of support instead of charging at Ivanovic. Grella, first time I've really mentioned him. He goes wide towards Salgado. He might fancy a run at Zhirkov. Not too many options. Close control. Tried a little back heel, didn't come off. He's still going, Salgado, somehow. Finds Emerton. Mikel in front of him. Takes it to the right and tries to cross. Overhits that one. And it's behind for a goal kick.
I'm surprised Jason didn't turn on Ivanovic there and just give him a run for his money.
The Rovers are going to make a second change. And it's Jason Roberts going off. And coming on, Junior Hoylett. Well, he's worked really hard, Jason Roberts. He's been given a bit of a battering at time by the Chelsea defence. No real sights of goal. I'll tell you what a chance this is though for Junior Hoylett coming on.
He's going to play in the hole from the look of it, or the one behind the front two.
McCarthy moves right up top, and Hoylett, the support man. Ballack flicks down the line but out of play. Drogba couldn't collect that one. Good job as well, because Chimbonda's touch wasn't the best. I'm just looking at Junior Hoylett, who's come on. What a mismatch that is. Hoylett against John Obi Mikel.
Yeah. Perhaps he can show him a clean pair of heels.
Kalinic, that looked like handball against the Chelsea man. Flick down the line, McCarthy chases, Bruma clears away. Grella ran for that one. Malouda got a touch, that looked like handball by Samba. Game allowed to go on. Kalou finds Drogba, corner of the penalty area. Salgado for company, and Drogba shoots. Excellent attempt from a near impossible angle, and Robinson forced to tip it over the bar for a Chelsea corner.
So powerful, isn't he, with his shot, Drogba there. Chelsea have a problem with a player in the middle of the pitch, having already made their 3 subs. He's down on the floor.
How does he generate that kind of power, Drogba? It's his wrong foot as well, from a difficult angle.
He's a strange player, isn't he? Because sometimes he goes down when he's hardly been touched, as if he's been poleaxed, and you know, you think he's going to be carried off on a stretcher, and the next thing you know, he's up again.
He's one of those, you always get the feeling with Drogba, it's in his head. If you
his
can,
mood.
if you can get inside his head, then they can be absolutely unstoppable. And to be fair to Ancelotti, he's done that. Scolari never did. Hiddink did at the tail end of last season. Drogba was good, but Ancelotti in particular seems to have got Didier Drogba playing at his very best, and you'd be happy if your striker had got 15 goals by the start of December.
Absolutely. And Chris Samba was slightly fortunate he wasn't booked there with his hands up above his head, and Drogba just pointing that out to the referee.
Well, the referee did go and have a word with the Rovers defender. I think he actually went on to clip Kalou. And again, Chelsea faced with the problem that if Kalou is seriously injured, then they're going to be down to 10 men for the remainder of this game. And we wait as Kalou makes his way off the field of play, the near side. Chelsea do still have this corner to come from Malouda. Higher delivery this time. Attacked by Bruma. I think Nelson got the touch to flick it away. McCarthy plays downfield towards Hoylett, who got a touch, and it was a nice touch. Now flicks it downfield, and he'll continue the chase himself. Ferreira, though, gets there comfortably and gives it back to Hilario. Little oohs and ahs from the Rovers crowd. They know that he messed up quite spectacularly for Rovers' second goal. Mikel forward towards Malouda. Salgado, I think, did just clip him from behind, and Chelsea get the free kick on halfway.
I don't think he's coming on, you know, is he? He's coming back on, Kalou? Maybe.
The physio having a word. I don't think he is he?
Nope, he's not.
Ah, so Kalou makes his way down the tunnel, and Chelsea will play the final 16 minutes. Plus, of course, any extra time with just 10 men. Well, now, what a wonderful opportunity for Rovers. Ballack looks for Ferreira, coming forward from full-back, crosses in towards Drogba, and Zonzi clears, and it actually hits Ballack, deflects off Samba, and goes behind for a corner. It's a good job it did hit Chris Samba, because that could well have nestled in the bottom corner.
Yeah, that would have been cruel. That would have been cruel. One of those where you're clearing the ball and it was actually going goalward.
Another corner from Malouda, this time from the near side. Into the middle it goes, and on the half volley, Grella meets it, left-footed, clears it back out to this near side. He gives chase himself. Malouda has gone through Grella and then tries a shot, and it's wide of target. Well, for Chelsea now, I guess it's like a 4-4-1, isn't it? They've just lost an attacker rather than it being someone else.
I don't think Drogba won't mind that.
I was going to say, will it make much of a difference when you've got Drogba? Robinson's kick. Chest down from Bruma, and Zonzi's header forward straight back to the young Chelsea defender. Ballack in towards Kakuta, who's been quiet so far. Grella strong in the challenge. Kalinic holds a couple off. Chimbonda to Nzonzi, who looks all the way back for Paul Robinson. One thing I think the crowd have really appreciated has been the desire at times. They've not been afraid the Rovers players of throwing themselves into tackles, have they? Nice ball from Salgado. Emerton chased. Zhirkov has to stretch to turn it out to play 10 yards from the corner flag over on the far side.
Lovely weight on that pass forward from Salgado.
Throw taken to Grella. Thought about the cross, instead finds Emerton in a little pocket of space. A cross with the outside of his right foot, puts it back in with his left. Hoylett shoots, it's deflected off Ivanovic behind for a Rovers corner.
I have to say, it's been a really entertaining game of football.
I think many would have wondered whether Chelsea were just going to turn up here and roll Rovers over quite comfortably, but we have a proud record here at Ewood Park this season. And Rovers doing everything to try and preserve that. Emerton's corner, right-footed, whips it in. Samba jumps, cleared away, and again the free kick I think goes against Chris Samba. That's that one criticism. It's one thing not being able to get to the ball, but if you do, don't go and foul the man. Just ruin any chance of trying to get the ball in at the second attempt. I have to say, when you see a lot of these, there's not a great deal in them. It's easy for the referees, isn't it, to say, oh yeah, the big man's just giving someone a nudge there. So 2-2 here at Ewood Park, and we've got about 13 minutes left. Chelsea, a reminder, down to 10 men. Kalou has gone off injured with 3 changes, 3 substitutions already having been made by Carlo Ancelotti. McCarthy in possession. Malouda's claiming that he's been caught in the face. Plenty of space for Chimbonda down the left. Ballack comes over to cover him. Chimbonda drives infield, thinking about the shot. Instead finds Emerton edge of the penalty area. He will chip towards goal. Hits Zhirkov on his head. Nice idea, trying to improvise there. Lovely touch from Samba to Chimbonda, and then Nzonzi pops up on the left-hand side. Urged forward by the Rovers crowd, and Nzonzi once again looks for Emerton, and Rovers trying to work 10-man Chelsea. Cross comes in a little bit deep. Hoylett, left-hand corner of the penalty area. Does he want to run at his man? He does do. What's the cross like? Low into the middle! And Bruma on the stretch turns it behind for a Rovers corner.
Great play by Junior Hoylett on the left-hand side, but you wonder, first time I was expecting Brett Emerton to unleash a shot in that first wave of that attack there.
Chimbonda in towards Hoylett, just gets away from him, sneaks it through towards Kalinic, and it's across the face of goal. Angle very, very acute, and he couldn't get it on target. Emerton back to Salgado, still Rovers press. Teed up for Grella, crosses into the middle, too close to Hilario this time, and he does actually manage to catch the ball on this occasion.
Exciting stuff from Rovers down there. They've really come back well in this game. You expect them to, after being 1 up at half-time and then 2-1 down 7 minutes into the second half, a real sickener, but they've done really well.
Well, it looks as if this is going to be the best of the Carling Cup quarter-finals. Certainly the closest. Manchester United beat Tottenham by a couple of goals last night. Aston Villa comfortable at Portsmouth, winning by 4-2, and Manchester City now 3 up on Arsenal. It's 2-2 here. Just over 10 minutes of normal time remain. Chimbonda tried to go infield. Pass not the best. Bruma back to Hilario. Kicks forward. Chelsea at the moment can't get hold of the ball. This is good from Rovers.
Trying to stretching the play as well.
Hoylett to Salgado. Only Kalinic in the middle. Chips it towards Hoylett. Cleared away, Salgado will get there comfortably. And the ball does go out of play just for a Rovers throw. Taking another chance there, Michel Salgado. Taken quickly to Emerton. Turns away from Malouda. Wants an option on the left. And to the feet of Kalinic instead. Salgado to Hoylett. It looks like he'll come on and really try and test the Chelsea defence. And Zonzi forward. Touch comes off Ivanovic, and Ferreira uses his thigh to play it back to Hilario. And well, I wonder whether that might be a back pass.
That's blatant back pass.
And the referee slips over in the centre circle. And I think Grella had chased him all the way and said, hey, is that not a back pass? Where's your rule book? The Rovers again in possession.
We need to switch it left where we've got McCarthy just waiting for a ball. It said it's played right for Hoylett. He'll catch it.
Faced by Ivanovic. Has an option of Salgado in field. That's where he goes, clips the cross in. Ferreira meets it on the volley, turns it away. Just needed to have a bit more on it, that one, because McCarthy was behind the Chelsea man. Kakuta picks up over on the far side, closed down by two blue and white shirts. He's in possession in the left full-back area. He doesn't really want to be there. Zhirkov closed down by Nzonzi, and there's the aimless ball forward, straight back to a Rovers man in the shape of Chris Samba. Well, I don't think Chelsea have quite come to grips with losing Kalou yet. They certainly seem to have gone a bit on the defensive, and they're almost waiting for the counter-attack and saying, look, you press forward and we'll try and challenge you with Drogba up front on his own. Emerton flicked towards the feet of Hoylett, couldn't take it in his stride, and this is the kind of opportunity Chelsea want to make the most of. Ballack just inside Rovers territory, back to Mikel. Returns the ball to the German captain, Malouda. Thinks about the shot, left-footed, hits from distance, and it was a really good strike, and Robinson beats the ball away. A sloppy back pass sends Hilario scurrying out of goal, and right-footed, his kick downfield isn't much better either. Chimbonda picks up and runs forward, slides it down the line. Hoylett is onside, Bruma across to meet him, and it was a strong challenge but a fair one, and it's out of play for a Rovers throw.
A strange bit of goalkeeping that from Hilario, just to plonk it where all the Rovers players were.
And so this is really intelligent use of the football front by Rovers, because we are switching the play an awful lot, trying to stretch 10-man Chelsea. Grella. Again, he's thinking about playing it to the left-hand side. Chip that one to Pascal Chimbonda. McCarthy inside the box, looking to turn, get half a yard of space. The referee actually gets in the way, and that incurs the wrath of the Rovers supporters. Kakuta finds Mikel, and Zhirkov available on the left. Back to Janobi Mikel. Drogba picks the ball up, turns, runs past Salgado, but not Emerton, who was very strong, and Drogba had to foul him. I'll tell you what, he's, for my money, probably on for another man of the match here, Brett Emerton.
More champagne, Vicar. Yeah.
Matching watches for each arm.
A watch and a bottle. He's deserved it. It's been terrific.
6.5 minutes left. This Carling Cup quarter-final tie, so finally poised. It's full time now at Eastlands, and City have gone through, beating Arsenal 3-0. Hoylett shoots, a flick on from Nzonzi straight at Hilario. Out of nothing, Rovers fashioning a chance there. A little bit either side of the Chelsea keeper, and who knows. Hilario's kick forward again, not too intelligent. Chimbonda just touches it down to Nzonzi, who's done well since picking up that horrible looking injury. Hoylett turns infield away from Ferreira towards the edge of the penalty area. Went to ground, was it a free kick? No, says the referee. Grella out towards Emerton on the right hand side, stretches, touches the ball back to Salgado. Still Rovers pressing, his cross is deflected high in the air. Salgado chases for that one, that looked like a foul. The referee will allow the game to go on. Not when Grella upends Malouda though, and Chelsea this time do get the free kick.
Yes, that was he just took him out there, Vince.
Malouda just suggesting there that it was an elbow from Vince Grella.
I think he was. I don't think that's. Certainly just sort of pushed him away. Call that a bit of French play acting.
Broom forward towards Kakuta, who's rolled Ryan Nelson. There's a bit of space on the left for Zhirkov, and that's where it goes. Drogba lurking ominously in the middle. The Russian sends it in a bit deeper, just too high for Drogba. Chimbonda half heads away, picked up by Zhirkov again, just outside the penalty area. A quick 1-2 with Malouda, still Chelsea pressing. Kakuta. Oh, Chelsea player goes to the ground, claiming that he'd been fouled, and the referee 5 yards away says no chance. Zhirkov jumped back up, and that's what the boos are for, because he got a touch in towards Drogba. It goes. Salgado heads down. Balak's there, and his shot on the turn is deflected behind, I think off Chimbonda, and Chelsea get a corner.
Some edgy, nervy moments there from the Rovers defenders. Just need to calm down a little bit.
The goal now surely wins it. Final 4 minutes of normal time. We'll have plenty of added time though at the end of this second half, won't we? There have been a couple of stoppages. Drogba, unbelievably, is taking the corner, and it's straight into the arms of Paul Robinson. Well, football never ceases to amaze me. You've got someone like Drogba, as big, strong and powerful as he is, as good in the air. Mistake, Hoylett might be in. Hilario this time does do really well, smartly off his line, to deny Junior Hoylett an opportunity to win the game for Rovers.
I think he might be winded more than anything here. Certainly no foul, I don't think.
No, it's one of those that if he touches it beyond the goalkeeper, he either gets the goal or the keeper brings him down, gets sent off, and Rovers get a penalty. And nervy stuff by Chelsea. Ferreira again, who has not impressed me one bit tonight.
No, I've never really been a huge fan, to be honest.
Well, Jose was, for a long time.
I tell you who will be pleased at this scoreline as the minutes tick by. Liverpool.
Rovers, of course, face Rafa's men at the weekend. He might bring a slight smile to his face. He's not had much to cheer about this season, hasn't Mr. Benitez? Junior Hoylett's going to be all right. Another little stoppage to add to the collection we've had in this second half. And the game gets back underway with McCarthy rolling the ball to the Chelsea goalkeeper. Hilario in that bright orange top. He does look identical to the stewards. Look at them behind the goal. Samba beats Drogba in the air, then heads away at the second time of asking. Kalinic jumps, it falls for Mikel. Balak back to Ivanovic. Malouda finds Zhirkov. Again, Malouda looking to come down that left-hand side, closed down by two. Zhirkov takes it away from Grella. Still coming forward, infield towards Kakuta. Right-footed, he shoots all the way along the ground. Very, very comfortable for Paul Robinson.
Yeah, poor end product there.
A risky throw, but a brilliant one in the end. Sets Chimbonda marauding forward down the left-hand side. Gives it to Hoylett. Might fancy his chances now against Ferreira, having done him a couple of minutes ago. Finds McCarthy, back to Chimbonda. Still Hoylett available, that's where it goes. Touch wasn't the best, the pass wasn't the best in all honesty from Chimbonda. And Chelsea might now look to break. Drogba's layoff finds Kakuta. Emerton held him up. Kalou comes to meet the ball. Mikel finds Balak, who's getting more and more like a right winger in this game, and I don't think he really wants to be out there. The body language tells its story with Michael Balak. I wouldn't class him as the shy retiring type when it comes to voicing his opinion. Malouda, poor pass forward behind Kakuta, and Robinson able to come and collect. Well, we're inside the final minute of the 90 here at Ewood Park. It's Rovers 2, Chelsea 2. And Zonzi finds Chimbonda. Back to the young Frenchman, who we believe will be going off in a minute. Grella forward. Aimless pass straight through to the Chelsea keeper. I think we're going to see First chance to impress here at Ewood Park for Rio van Heerden. High ball forward. Samba battling away with Drogba. Salgado got a touch, then went to ground, and Chelsea get the throw. Well, Salgado wanted the free kick, but I think the referee might well have seen through that one. And Drogba and Salgado just having words with each other there. Edge of the penalty area. Cross from the left for Chelsea. Robinson comes and collects. Oh, it's a good game until the last 5 minutes, and all of a sudden the nerves have crept in. You can see both sides thinking, oh, we don't want to concede now, otherwise we might well lose this one. 5 minutes of added time. Just crept inside those now. Poor clearance. Only finds Emerton midway inside Chelsea territory. Hoylett right hand side. Tried to flick it in field. Blocked by Malouda. Rovers throw, which Emerton takes quickly to Hoylett. Chelsea have gone to sleep and he clips the ball in. McCarthy went to ground and it looked to me as though he was tagged by Ferreira, and the referee waves the penalty appeals away. Oh, I'd love to see that one again, because I thought Paulo Ferreira just stretched out his right foot and brought Benny McCarthy down.
Well, there's not many Rovers players complaining to the referee about that, and McCarthy isn't either.
Chelsea breaking, Kakuta towards the edge of the penalty area. Salgado, good challenge, holds him up, and then Nzonzi chips out towards Hoylett. Down he goes to Emerton. Hoylett's continued his run. Kalinic and McCarthy in the middle. Emerton goes himself towards the edge of the box. Can he have some end product? In towards McCarthy, he's just offside. He rolls the ball into the back of the net. Ewood Park erupts, but the joy premature. The assistant referee chalking off what would have been a late winner for Rovers and Benny McCarthy.
Well, Rovers worked that so well. They really did. They stretched the Chelsea defence there. And Benny McCarthy was the man over on the left-hand side. He finished beautifully, but look, he's just offside.
He was offside, and do you know what's the most frustrating thing? He's looking right the way along the line. And for someone of his quality and experience, he should have kept himself onside. Well, that just adds to the tension, that, I think. So we're now in the 3rd minute of added time. Robinson outside his penalty area with a free kick. Samba has gone forward, and he'll jump. Kalinic chases, and was he fouled? Kalinic puts it wide! Oh, that was another golden opportunity. Well, the final touch must have come off a Chelsea man, because Rovers get the corner, but just for a split second I thought Niko Kalinic was going to complete his hat-trick and send Rovers through to the last 4.
Ooh, it's so close.
It's a save by the keeper, and if Hilario was at fault for the second goal, he's kept Chelsea in the Carling Cup with that save. Emerton with the corner, whips it in, good delivery. Malouda half heads away. Mikel's clearance, poor, it'll come back out to Brett Emerton. Takes a touch, everybody gets back on side. Tries to run at Malouda and he gives it straight back to the Chelsea man, and now they might break. Forward it goes towards Kakuta, and Nzonzi back covering, and it's comfortable.
He's been terrific tonight, Stephen Nzonzi. We've got Samba and Nelson still forward here. Well, at least Samba is.
Kalinic flicks on. Samba does battle for the ball, edge of the penalty area. Kalinic gets another touch. McCarthy's there, and it was a poor return pass to the Croat. Malouda, though, with a poor touch. Chelsea, of course, down to 10 men. Kalou off injured, and Rovers trying to push on and win this game before we go into extra time. Forward towards McCarthy. Chimbonda gives it back to the South African. Again, the touch not the best. He'll battle for the ball, win it back. Finds Emerton. Grella under pressure from Mikel, switches it to the far side, and Hoylett, good touch on his chest, now running at Zhirkov towards the goal line, wins Rovers a corner, and this might be the last chance to send Rovers into the semi-finals in normal time.
Well, since Chelsea have been down to 10 men with Kalou off injured, it's really been Rovers who've been stretching the Chelsea defence, as you'd hope. 11 against 10, just haven't quite had that final ball.
Emerton with the corner, right-footed. whips it in. Samba jumped, headed away from him by Drogba. Salgado keeps it alive. Drogba's there again, poor touch on his chest, and he's put that one high in the air. Does battle with Samba, and the Chelsea striker wins out towards halfway. And Chimbonda, one last opportunity to get the ball into the box. Down the line it goes towards Hoylett, turns away from Ferreira. Low ball back towards McCarthy, touches off to Grella, chips it to the back post, looking for Samba. It goes above both he and Nelson. And Didier Drogba finds himself in the left full-back area, clearing it downfield. Well, I thought the referee was going to blow up for full time there. We have had the 5 minutes, and Chelsea are on the ball. They've got men streaming forward. It's Malouda on the left-hand side. Look at Ballack unmarked at the far post. Still Malouda in possession. The referee should have blown up for full time. He has done, as Ivanovic sends a shot high over the crossbar. And we're going to have 30 minutes more of this absolutely thrilling Carling Cup tie here at Ewood Park. Rovers a goal up at half-time through Kalinic. That lead was quickly turned around as Chelsea struck with 2 goals inside the opening 7 minutes of the second period. Drogba and Kalou on target. Emerton's cross was deflected on its way into the middle. Kalinic claimed a touch. The Chelsea goalkeeper flapped as Rovers equalised. And then when Chelsea went down to 10 men, Kalou off injured, Rovers twice thought we'd won it in added time at the end of the game. McCarthy had a goal chalked off for offside, and then Hilario produced an outstanding save to deny Niko Kalinic. So we're still no nearer knowing who will be the last side to book their place in the semi-finals of the Carling Cup. Another half an hour to come here at Ewood Park. It's finished after normal time. Rovers 2, Chelsea 2. Extra time just underway here at Ewood Park. Rovers kicking towards the Darwin end for the first period. 15 minutes each way, of course, it is. And can Rovers find a third goal, find a way past Chelsea to book our place in the last 4 of the Carling Cup? We have made a change at the start of extra time, going off Stephen Nzonzi, coming on El Rio Van Heerden. McCarthy through to Kalinic, who's just offside. And that would be a Chelsea free kick. In fact, it's going to go in Rovers' favour because there was a foul on McCarthy before he played the ball. So it's a chance to put some pressure on Chelsea early doors in this first period of added time.
Yeah, Mikel just caught McCarthy there. He was just playing that ball to Kalinic, and the assistant couldn't get his flag up quick enough there. Not for the foul, for the offside.
Well, the draw has already been made for the semi-finals. I'll tell you in a minute. Emerton with the free kick, right-footed, whipped in. Mindful for Kalinic. Hoylett's there, he goes to the ground. It's a penalty! And Rovers have a wonderful opportunity to take the lead just 90 seconds into the first period of extra time.
Will it be Big Benny?
A chance to see it again. Hoylett got the better of Zhirkov. There's absolutely no doubt it's a stonewall penalty.
Now what are Chelsea complaining about here? There's absolutely nothing to complain about.
Well, it will be Benny McCarthy. He's our regular penalty taker. Of course, gave it up in the last round to allow Reid and Kalinic to take in that game. But you sense an absolutely pivotal moment in this game. So it's McCarthy against Hilario. Up steps the South African, sends Hilario the wrong way into the bottom right-hand corner, and Rovers are ahead by 3-2. And are we on course for a place in the last 4 of the League Cup? McCarthy the scorer. It's Rovers 3, Chelsea 2.
An absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. Hilario goes one way, Benny goes the other. Just cool and calm as you like. And Drogba's still arguing with Alan Wiley. What on earth for? Who do we play?
Can you remember the conversation we had just before the start of the second half?
Go on.
What did I say? That
Villa.
If we got through...
Villa.
Yes.
Oh, we'll spend January playing Villa.
Literally drawn against them in the FA Cup, and if we get through in the Carling Cup, we will face Martin O'Neill's men over 2 legs.
Well, just a minute, that means United and City, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It does. There's still work to be done, but what a wonderful start to extra time that was. A penalty from Benny McCarthy. A reminder, of course, that Chelsea down to 10 men. Kalu off injured. I'll tell you, there was certainly no inclination when it happened for him to try and get back on. He just wasn't up for it at all. And now a test for Carlo Ancelotti's men. Kakuta to Ballack. Grella gets a touch. Van Heerden slips. Was he fouled? No, says the referee. And Mikel finds Michael Ballack once more. Malouda. Drogba wanting the ball desperately. He wants a cross, and Malouda can't find a bit of space to dig one out. Zhirkov can. Whips it in. Samba's clearance is a good one downfield. And Benny McCarthy on target in this game. He's thoroughly enjoying the Carling Cup this season, the Rovers striker. Only got 3 goals, and all of them have come in this competition. Kalinic slightly overplayed that one, and look at the space. Van Heerden would have been in on the far side if he could have spotted him and picked him out. Chimbonda rises well to head it back to Paul Robinson.
I think he was initially trying to look for Hoylett, wasn't he, on the run, because when he gets going he is quick, and I think that's one outlet Rovers have got to look to for the remainder of this game.
A high kick forward by Robinson. Zhirkov's touch really poor, and it's out of play for a Rovers throw, and Carlo Ancelotti, he's put a hat on for extra time, looks a worried man.
Well, to come back the way Rovers have done from being 2-1 down, really tremendous.
Emerton, right hand side, skips away from Malouda, back to Salgado, again to the Aussie down the line, who's holding Zhirkov off well. Tried to flick it back to Salgado. The Russian's under pressure here in the corner, and he concedes another throw. Well, 18,000 there are inside Ewood Park. I'd say there's probably a good 4 that have come from Chelsea, but those who've taken advantage of the cheaper tickets for this game have been richly rewarded.
It's been the best game of the season, really, hasn't it, in terms of excitement and football.
It just goes to show. I sat down before and then I said there won't be many goals in this game. You just can't see it. Not the way Chelsea are. It'll be a tight contest, and we'll have to nick it 1-0 if we do. I know nothing.
You cannot predict this game at times.
I'm not entirely convinced that we'll be done either in terms of goals. I really hope we are. I really, really hope we are.
Well, since his initial burst, I don't say this, Drogba's been quiet.
Well, there you go, Mr. Wenger was right. He doesn't do anything other than pop up and score goals.
We asked Mr. Wenger if he'd like to sign him in January.
Yes.
At this moment. I can just imagine the phone-ins now with the Gooners.
Rovers keeping hold of the ball at the back, and Samba and Nelson, a little bit of keep ball between them. Salgado to Emerton, flicked in field, boos for Mikel as he intercepts, and forward it goes to Chelsea. An arrogant flick from Drogba. Salgado acrobatically clears away. Emerton to Grella. Again, not the best pass, giving the ball away in a poor area, and Rovers perhaps just trying to overplay at the moment. Malouda's touch horrible. Grella intercepts, holds the Frenchman off. He's being fouled by Malouda all the time, but the referee allows the advantage with Rovers in possession. Emerton finds the scorer of Rovers' third goal, Benny McCarthy, out on the right-hand side. Chips it towards Kalinic, chested down and cleared well by Bruma, although his pass to Ballack wasn't the best. And McCarthy rather jumped into the Chelsea defender, but the ball hit him and he got away with it. Kakuta, it wasn't really impressed me. Malouda now to Zhirkov. Drogba down the left-hand side, trying to do something all by himself. Low ball into the middle, met by Ryan Nelson, who clips it away. Out of play on this near side for a Chelsea throw midway inside Rovers territory. Half of the first period of extra time has gone already. Mikel tried a forward ball, well read by Grella. There's Chimbonda on the left, still looks full of running. He's probably been told, don't go too far forward. Van Heerden to Nelson, has to stretch, and Grella gives the ball back to him. But he's under no pressure whatsoever there, Ryan Nelson, and Rovers keeping the ball comfortably at the back. Robinson forward. Bruma nearly misjudged that one. Comes for Mikel. I'd like to see someone sit on Mikel, because most things are going through him at the moment. Drogba pulled out to the left-hand side, ball in towards the edge of the penalty area, and Ballack. Good challenge by Ryan Nelson. Chimbonda working himself into a little bit of a hole. That's what I don't like about Pascal Chimbonda, because my first instinct is clear the ball, but he likes to try and be a bit cute at times. And Grella was just tagged by Drogba.
Well, he's a football-playing fullback, isn't he? He's not one of your old-fashioned fullbacks.
See, in the opposition half, I love him. In our half, he just gives me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies sometimes. Well, the Blackburn end is bouncing.
Well, they're appreciating the effort Rovers have put into this match.
And I have to say, on the balance, I think we deserve to be ahead as well. Robinson with the free kick smashes that one forward. Kalinic will let it bounce once, should keep it in play, does so. Good test of his stamina, not had too much football. Gives it back to Van Heerden, comes further away from goal to Grella, into the feet of Emerton. Again, happy to go backwards. Rovers aren't showing too much intent to go forward. Hoylett clips it round the corner, looking for Emerton, perhaps a bit too much on that one. Zhirkov chips it up and clears it out of play for a Rovers throw. It just seems that we're not going to push for a fourth goal.
No, just play it cagey, but don't sit back too much. I just want to push back too much.
Well, Chelsea, it's a bit like the first half, because they've not really showed any inclination to throw men forward. Drogba here picks it up and will try and take it past Samba. Samba big and strong and quick, and he just was a bit too good there for Didier Drogba. The throw is towards Van Heerden, takes it round one. Kalinic helps it on. It's a poor challenge, a really poor challenge, and the referee will pull that back, and he'll no doubt dish out a yellow card here. It's Jeffrey Bruma. I think that might be the first of the game, that.
I think you're right. He really went through on Kalinic there, didn't he? He's taken a bit of stick to the Croat this evening. He really has. Actually, it wasn't as bad as it looked first time. Hurt him though.
This first period of extra time is flying by, just 4 minutes of it left. Free kick taken to Van Heerden on the left, works it back onto his right foot, finds Grella. Despite being a left winger, he is predominantly right-footed, Van Heerden. Grella finds Salgado, worked nicely to Emerton on the right hand side, and again Rovers are moving the ball around. I think the fans want to see us go for a fourth goal that would end this contest, but the players are playing a sensible game, saying, yeah, look, they've got 10 men, and they've been down to 10 men for a fair while as well. Kalou went off with a good 15 minutes of normal time left, and Chelsea looking tired. Cleared by Ferreira. Grella meets it, brings it down instantly, and finds Salgado. There's Emerton outside him on the right. Again, a good bit of possession from Rovers. Back it goes to Samba. And we're in no hurry to get the ball forward. But again, Chelsea just saying, right, yeah, we'll keep our shape. We'll not really bother going chasing the ball. It seems a rather odd ploy from Carlo Ancelotti. I don't know whether he's just going to try and bide his time and then try and throw everything at Rovers late on. Brumo wins the header. Poor touch from Mikel. Emerton. Salgado outside him. It's a test for Michel Salgado as well, isn't it? His age, getting through 120 minutes like this. He's just won Rovers a corner with another good foray forward.
He'll love it.
And at the moment, Chelsea haven't done anything in this first period of extra time,
which is very good news.
And the centre-backs slowly making their way forward. Emerton will take the corner. And in fact, in the end, it's just Samba who comes forward from the back. Chimbonda there as well. Right-footed. Whipped in. Headed away by Mikel. To Kakuta. Under pressure from Grella. And Kakuta has skipped away from him. And this is where Chelsea will try and make Rovers pay. Crossfield pass sends Drogba going backwards. Can Drogba keep it in play? The answer is no, and it's out for a Rovers throw. Listen to those cheers.
I tell you what, Rovers could have been in trouble there, though.
I did wonder, because I thought, I looked at that contest between Drogba and Samba a couple of minutes ago when Samba was just as quick and just as strong, and I thought I wouldn't mind one bit if he just stayed tight to Drogba for the rest of this game. Back flick from the Ivory Coast international to Kakuta. Zhirkov left hand side in towards the feet of Malouda. Touch again sends him away from goal to Kakuta on the left hand side. Whips the cross in, good ball across goal, and Chimbonda is there with a diving header. In fact, the referee's given Rovers a free kick. A foul by Drogba on Nelson in the middle.
That was terrific from Chimbonda, whether it was a foul or not. Great defending.
He looks a frustrated figure there, does Didier Drogba, doesn't he? And I said before, it's all about his mindset. He's one of those that if he starts feeling that things are going against him, it can affect his game.
And I'm sure Mr. Ancelotti didn't have this in mind when it was half-time and he took the 3 off and Drogba one of the ones going on.
It's a big risk, isn't it? Whenever you make that kind of change, it's almost destined. I'm not right in thinking that Chelsea got knocked out of the League Cup
was it
at Newcastle.
Yeah,
when they made 3 changes. And was it Wayne Bridge that got injured in that game? I wonder if a similar kind of thing will come back to haunt them here. And they have the ball at the back, waiting to take a free kick. Ballack clips it out to the right-hand side. And Ferreira, not the most attacking, and he looks lost. He's playing around with the ball and getting absolutely nowhere with it. Mikel back towards Bruma. Rovers closing Chelsea down well. Out towards Zhirkov. Just 1 minute of added time at the end of this first period of extra time. Grella went to ground and wins Rovers another free kick, a foul by Mikel. Zhirkov with a little bit of afters there on Emerton. Grella joins in, helping his compatriot. And McCarthy telling him,
yeah, leave it, Brett.
Telling Brett to calm down there. And then added time, getting lost, added time at the end of the first period of extra time. Robinson chips forward. Kalinic and McCarthy are offside. A late flag.
I'm not sure about that, mister.
Looking at what I've written down, it's been very quiet actually this first period of extra time, and that suits Rovers down to the ground. A long ball forward beyond Drogba, and Robinson able to collect on the goal line. That's the end of the first period of extra time. Just One moment of note really, Hoylett brought down inside the penalty area by Zhirkov. Benny McCarthy stepped up and with consummate ease dispatched the penalty to put Rovers in front in this Carling Cup quarter-final tie. So now it's just 15 minutes between Rovers and a place in the last four and a two-legged meeting with Aston Villa. Now Wendy, I have to say from Rovers' point of view, that was about as an impressive 15-minute spell as I think we've seen. We got the goal, which was so crucial, but we also stopped Chelsea doing absolutely anything. The way we moved the ball around, we've stopped them getting anywhere near Paul Robinson's goal. Yeah,
absolutely. Kept possession, swung it from left to right. Chelsea really didn't have a clear-cut opportunity in that half. Whereas I just feel if we can get Set Hoylett away, Chelsea might be in trouble at the back.
I just wondered, looking at the Chelsea team as well, where's the inspiration coming from? Who's going to do anything for them?
It's your front man, isn't it, basically? But you'd expect more from the likes of Ballot, really, in midfield.
They do look very, very one-dimensional at the moment. They have got a lot of big players missing.
Now, they've got the Champions League, they've got the League, they've got Manchester City on Saturday. How far are they going to push themselves here?
Well, I have to say, their team did surprise me at the start of the game. Given that they've already got through in the Champions League, I thought, yeah, they'll come here and play a pretty much full-strength side. But they've not done that. And as you rightly say, it looks like it's either Drogba or bust for Chelsea now. The second period of extra time just underway. Rovers kicking towards the Blackburn end. Oh, and that typical of Chelsea. From the kick-off, a couple of touches, swung out towards the near side, and it's beyond Ferreira, out of play for a Rovers throw. Van Heerden nearly caught by Kakuta. Back towards Robinson he goes, who kicks long downfield. Emerton will battle with Zhirkov. That contest has got a little bit more about it now after the two men clash towards the end of that first period of extra time. Ivanovic comes across and just bundles into Brett Emerton, concedes the free kick.
You just need Brett to keep his calm there, because that was a real swipe from Zhirkov.
Well, Rovers have just wound Chelsea up, and Chelsea seem to me to be at breaking point.
Well, they're used to things going the way, aren't they? And like most top teams, when it doesn't, they're not nice.
I'm waiting for someone afterwards to tell me that wasn't a penalty.
I think even Ray Wilkins will have to admit that was a penalty.
Emerton with the free kick, right-footed, whips it in, headed away by Ballack. Malouda will try and get there. Grella just holds him up, fouls Malouda, and that will be a free kick and a yellow card for Vince Grella.
Well, that was... I don't think he was in any danger of breaking away there.
Chelsea down to 10 men. Kalou off injured towards the end of the game, and they haven't looked the same side since. As it might come down to who's physically the fitter of the two teams. Ballack had a chance to shoot, instead gives it to Ferreira on the right hand side, crosses in, Chimbonda heads away. Poor ball from Ferreira, typifying his rather lazy game, and then the final touch off Mikel. Kalinic chased superbly there, and Rovers have a throw.
Mr. Ancelotti looks very un-Italian, doesn't he? Sort of a touch of the Benny Hills about that hat.
Good strength again by Kalinic. Finds McCarthy. Tight on the touchline on the near side. Little back heel will find Kalinic again. Skips infield. No free kick. Grella forward. McCarthy was offside, so he won't chase that one. He sent the ball deep into Chelsea territory. I just wonder the mindset of the Rovers players now. What do we do? How much do we press forward, and how much do we just sit and hold what we've got?
Well, you hold your line, but you don't drop too deep.
I'd hate to see us get further and further back towards our own goal and invite pressure, and it seems to have started here because Chelsea are able to pass the ball around at the back unchallenged. Well,
it's easier said than done, because not only are you physically tired, you must be mentally a little bit tired tonight with extra time.
I think McCarthy looks weary as well. Rovers have made 3 changes. Hoylett, Grella and Van Heerden on. Chelsea likewise have used all their subs, so both sides having to make do with what's out there at the moment. Diagonal ball, Salgado got there, won the header. Kalinic picks up, takes it infield away from Ivanovic tried to flick it back towards Emerton on the right. Malouda forward looking for Drogba, and he'll battle away with Chris Samba now. He's inside the penalty area. Drogba, good challenge by Samba, and Robinson makes the save at the near post, and it's out of play for a Chelsea corner. Drogba rolling around theatrically, claiming a penalty, and it quite simply wasn't.
This is a rerun of several matches last year.
Well, I'll be honest, I've seen it again, and initially the first bit from Samba, he doesn't get the ball. Second time he does. That is a really, really tough call, that one. I can see why Drogba wants it. I can also see why the referee hasn't given it.
I'm not sure what sort of view when they're travelling at that speed, and the Samba was blocking out the view a little bit from Drogba. It's very difficult to see.
Alan Wiley, the man at the centre of attention, he of course awarded Rovers a spot kick right at the start of the first period of extra time, and Chelsea were crying for one there. Drogba went down on the ground. I think he banged into Paul Robinson after the initial shot. He looks a bit dazed, and the smelling salts come out. So Chelsea down to 9 as Malouda takes the corner, left-footed, swings it in. The head, I think, was from Ballack, but he just sat the ball up for Paul Robinson, who throws out now towards Hoylett. Down the line to McCarthy. He's just onside. Left-hand side, goes infield away from Ferreira, just loses the ball momentarily. Now still has it, and he's just happy to jockey with it. Keep possession for Rovers. Turns one way. Now back onto his right foot. Oh, he just overdid it. And Ferreira has a chance to clear. Just clips down the line, out of play for a Rovers throw. And Drogba's made his way back round to the halfway line and comes back on, roundly booed by the Rovers crowd. And there he is really sulky now. Well, that's going to mean, I would think, a couple of minutes of added time at the end of this period of extra time. As Emerton tried to flick it onto Hoylett, got something on the ball, but it goes out of play in the left full-back area for the away side. Chelsea riding high in the Premier League, 14 games, 36 points, 5 points clear at the top. Are they on their way out of the League Cup at the hands of Rovers, who have produced a really, really good performance tonight? Drogba battles with Samba. Kakuta gets a touch. Back to Zhirkov he goes, and Chelsea having a lot of the ball at the moment. That's the thing that will make Rovers nervous. Malouda gives it to Zhirkov on the left. Forward ball cut out by Salgado. Hoylett back to the Spaniard. Emerton outside him, just clips it down the line. Says to Hoylett, run onto that one, and he'll battle with Ivanovic, and Hoylett got a touch, and it goes out for a Chelsea throw. You're right though, his pace does look a real threat, Junior Hoylett. If we can get the ball to him and just say, look, take it into good areas, take it towards the corners and use up some time.
Well, he's our main outlet at the moment.
Mikel.
Kalinic and McCarthy have put a lot into this match. They've been on the pitch from the start, and they're bound to be tired.
Poor ball from Kakuta. He wins it back, jumping above Junior Hoylett. McCarthy's dropped left-hand side now. It's like 4-4-1-1 for Rovers. Malouda just gives it to Drogba. Everything's going to Drogba. Clips the cross in towards Ballack. Might fall for Ferreira at the back post. Low ball in, it hits Ballack and goes behind for a goal kick. They're just getting a little bit more joy in that final third, Chelsea, aren't they?
No, they've got to go for it now, haven't they, really? Tell you what, I do not fancy penalties.
Well, that will only happen, of course, if Chelsea can muster an equalising goal from somewhere. Rovers have the upper hand, and we've got about 7 minutes plus added time left here at Ewood Park. Emerton, right-hand side, doing exactly what I mentioned a moment or so ago, just taking it towards the corner. He fouls Zhirkov, but with all due respect, it's not a bad foul to give away, because Chelsea are, 10 yards from their own goal line? And now Brett Emerton does look a little bit leg weary. I'm not surprised after the amount that he's put into this game. Hilario right-footed, kicks forward. Salgado underneath it. Finds Hoylett. Van Heerden playing more central. Missed out there as it comes to Mikel. Kalkuta steps away from McCarthy. And Chelsea keeping the ball quite nicely at the moment. A switch of play to the left and Malouda. Zhirkov outside him. Drogba predictably lurking in the middle. And he goes towards Drogba, too high for him. Robinson collects edge of his 6-yard box.
Yeah, just hang on to this for 3 minutes. It was always going to be Paul Robinson's that. Drogba, the man they were aiming for, but way past him. You just sense that Rovers are just sitting, especially Van Heerden and Grella are just sitting in front of the back four. It's not helping when the ball breaks.
Van Heerden clears away to Kalinic, who's got Chimbonda making a run left-hand side. Emerton right, and he slides it through towards Emerton. Will he get there ahead of Zhirkov? The referee says no free kick as Emerton goes to ground. I think maybe that was the wrong option because Chimbonda made a brilliant run unseen on the left. Van Heerden, well, it's Hoylett in fact who wins it back right-hand side, and he does slow the game down.
Tell you what, Emerton would have got there 10 minutes ago. He's just run out of steam a little bit.
Grella gives it back to Van Heerden. Loses possession of the ball, trying to slide it through towards Hoylett, and now Rovers look a bit tired as we have to track back. Ballack brings it about 40 yards forward for Chelsea as Malouda on the left instead goes to the right, and Ferreira whips in towards Ivanovic, who helps the header on. It will go beyond everybody though and go behind for a goal kick.
And they had quite a few men up there, Chelsea. They're only 3 men back.
I have a feeling it won't be too long before Ivanovic goes up and stays up. There's a couple of times he's done that, gone forward from the back to join in the attack, and I think he quite fancies himself as a makeshift centre forward. And Paul Robinson trying to use up a few more seconds. Carlo Ancelotti doesn't like it, turns and looks at the fourth official, Martin Atkinson, and says, "Can we have a little bit more on for that?" Robinson downfield towards McCarthy, controls on his chest, but it's out of play. I think McCarthy's legs have gone as well. And right now it's a mental thing for Rovers. Physically shattered, mentally we're strong enough to hold on. McCarthy battled for it, stayed down to a clash with Ballack. Was it carried out of play by the Chelsea man? The answer is no. Chimbonda finds Grella, work to Van Heerden once more. Fancy, and I would rather Rovers cleared the ball away. Chimbonda sends it all the way back to Robinson. It's an awkward bouncing ball, and that is an almighty clearance upfield. Greatly appreciated by the crowd. Bouncing around awkwardly just outside the Chelsea penalty area. Finally Ballack does bring the ball down, but he then played it against himself, and the final touch comes off the German, and it's out of play for a Rovers throw. And we have 3.5 minutes plus added time here at Ewood Park. It's Rovers 3, Chelsea 2 in the quarter-finals of the Carling Cup. Aston Villa await the winners.
I don't think we'll be rushing to take this throw. And I don't think you'll be see Samba and Nelson going forward either.
Chimbonda takes down the line, wins another throw off Ballack. And I thought when you look at him now and you think physically he doesn't look like he's got anything left.
He hasn't played every match for Chelsea, has he, at times this season? He's been left out, he's been injured.
Hoylett comes to meet the ball. McCarthy was sloppily offside and Chelsea get the free kick. Oh, that's the kind of thing that will absolutely drive Neil MacDonald to despair. Ferreira right-footed, smashes it forward. Takes a couple of touches before Samba gets there ahead of Ivanovic. Zhirkov gives it back to Bruma, touch not the best, and he tried to run it away from Kalinic. The pass was intercepted by Hoylett, who might race clear of the Chelsea defence. This is the chance to seal it. It's Junior Hoylett, and it's wide of target. And will Rovers live to regret the chance that Junior Hoylett has just placed wide of target? He intercepted it, ran clear of the defence, did everything right until he got to the finish.
Well, I thought he was just going to slide that on the floor past Hilario, but he's just totally miscued it, hasn't he?
Well, he's gone to take it early. Seeing the goalkeeper's positioning wasn't brilliant, and left-footed, he's curled it wide of the post. Salgado just about keeps it in play, but Chelsea have it back with Malouda looking to run down the line. Infield he goes to Drogba. Good challenge by Hoyler, to does the right thing at the other end. Salgado down the line, one for Kalinic to chase, battling with Bruma, and the free kick goes against Niko Kalinic. That looked harsh. Just a minute of extra time left. Added time is not going to be met very well around Ewood Park, whatever the amount is. Mikel to Malouda. It's for Zhirkov on the left-hand side. Infield he goes to Ivanovic. Malouda takes over once more. Chelsea pressing, looking for an equalising goal that would take this game to a penalty shootout. The turn from Zhirkov goes infield. Pass one, trying to tee it up for Malouda. Not the best of balls, and Malouda's now got to work an opening for himself. Faced by Van Heerden. Has he overplayed that one? The answer, well, in the end, I think, was no. His cross all the way along the ground in towards the near post, and there was Paul Robinson. High kick forward. Pereira chest down, finds Ballack. It's just smashed high upfield now for Chelsea, and as I suspected, Ivanovic has gone to join the attack. Emerton finds Chimbonda. Now we need a runner down the line. Hoylett will give him an option. Chimbonda's gone for a 1-2. Still coming forward. Hoylett infield. Rovers have 4 men forward. Hoylett's there again, and another shot is dragged wide of target. He's desperate to score when maybe the right thing would just have been to carry the ball there.
Tremendous work from Chimbonda in the end down this left-hand side. He should really be hitting the target from there, Hoylett, and we're under pressure again here.
2 minutes added at the end of extra time. Malouda for Chelsea takes it infield, puts the cross in, missed by Samba, not by Nelson. Can Van Heerden keep it in play? The answer's yes, near the corner, and he just sends it down the line to Kalinic, who just needs to run the ball away. He's got support if he wants it. Emerton's there, McCarthy's left, and Kalinic gives it back to Chelsea, and that invites pressure when Rovers could effectively have sealed the game. Ivanovic is fouled by Salgado, and Chelsea have a free kick and a chance to throw everybody forward.
Well, Salgado had no choice there but to bring him down. That was unfortunate from Kalinic, who I think has been terrific, but he made the wrong choice there.
He had 2 passes and he didn't pick out either of them. Well, now Rovers have invited pressure on ourselves. We've had a chance to seal it with Hoylett. 2
chances.
And things like that just send panic through those inside Ewood Park. May well be Chelsea's last opportunity. Malouda will take the free kick. Rovers have everybody back, not surprisingly. Chelsea have everybody forward. Malouda into the penalty area. Robinson comes, he's missed. It's there for Ferreira, and Ferreira puts it into the back of the net, and this game is going to penalties. Rovers agonisingly close to a place in the semi-finals. If we are to get there now, it will have to be the hard way, via a penalty shootout. 2nd minute of added time at the end of the 2nd period of extra time, and it's Rovers 3, Chelsea 3.
We should have buried them a few minutes ago and paid the ultimate price there. I thought it was a high looping ball. Robinson's come out, missed it, and the next thing it's bulging in the back of the net. That's doesn't make good viewing from a Rovers point of view, I'm afraid. That's
Paulo Ferreira.
And you have to think mentally this game has swung massively to Chelsea for the penalties.
Well, a penny for Paul Robinson's thoughts. Rovers so close to a place in the semi-finals, and he came for the cross, got nothing on it. And Paulo Ferreira at the back post was there to sweep the ball home. And there is the full-time whistle. And we've got a penalty shootout here at Ewood Park to decide who will take their place in the last 4 of the League Cup. The tail of the game, Kalinic put Rovers a goal up after 9 minutes, and at the half-time Chelsea made 3 changes. Drogba, one of those, equalised at the start of the second half before Kalou made it 2-1 to the away side. Kalinic then got his second of the game to drag Rovers level before, in extra time, Benny McCarthy with a penalty put Rovers in front, but with virtually the last kick of extra time, Paulo Ferreira capitalised on a Paul Robinson mistake to make it 3-3 and send this game to penalties.
Well, from villain to hero, can Paul Robinson pull anything off with the penalties here?
Well, now Neil MacDonald has the task of organising his troops and saying, right, who wants to take a penalty?
Well, Paul's just standing on his own with Bobby Mims away from the other players. He must feel absolutely sick about that. Rovers were seconds away.
He's got a chance to make himself a hero now. Carlo Ancelotti and Ray Wilkins, no doubt just making the list of the Chelsea players to take the spot kicks. Well, you think McCarthy has to be one of them for Rovers. Kalinic another. Does Hoylett fancy one? Emerton's taken penalties before, no doubt he'll put his hand up. It's the Chelsea fans making the noise at the moment though here at Ewood Park.
Well, it's such a mental thing now, isn't it? It really is.
Well, you wonder at times like this whether Rovers have practiced at all, whether Chelsea have done likewise.
I doubt it very much, to be honest. My only hope is here, if you're going to take a penalty, hit it hard.
And it's odd that both goalkeepers in this game have made mistakes, and yet you think at the end of it one of them will come out a hero. I have to say, Paul Robinson looks absolutely crestfallen. Just sat down, and Bobby Mims went up and did have a word with him, but he's left the Rovers keeper on his own now to perhaps just gather his thoughts and try and remember what he's been told beforehand. I know in this day and age it's not often that goalkeepers don't know about certain players and which way they'll take penalties. I guess the first thing is which end will we take the penalties at, and who will take them first. Who's won that coin toss?
Well, I've got 3 players down for it.
Well, they're not giving us any sign at the moment, are they, by what they're doing? Emerton is stretching, so I think he'd be one of them.
Kalinic probably, McCarthy certainly.
Well, I've been told that Rovers 5 will be McCarthy, Kalinic, Grella, Emerton, Hoylett. Remains to be seen who steps up for Chelsea. The referee having a word with both goalkeepers now, no doubt telling them, stay on your line, we'll be watching. I guess, Wendy, this is the outcome that
I wish
nobody
I'd never
wanted,
mentioned it. Yeah.
nobody likes, unless at the end of it you come out victorious.
I really do think Rovers deserve to be through, and whether they're going to be is another matter.
Well, the penalties will be taken at the Blackburn end. And up first for Rovers is Benny McCarthy. He's already scored one in this game. This is the hardest thing now for McCarthy. He's already done the keeper once. What does he do second time of asking? How cool is he? So McCarthy and Hilario do battle for the second time in this game. Ewood Park holds its breath for the first penalty in the shootout. McCarthy steps up, right-footed, and smashes the ball home.
What?
Thoroughly emphatic, beating Hilario, who actually went the right way to his right, but it went into the top corner. A great finish puts Rovers 1 up in the shootout.
Terrific, terrific. terrific penalty. My favourites taking their first.
And Chelsea's first penalty will be Michael Ballack.
Think of Germany, England. Think Germany, England.
Well, I was going to say...
or perhaps not.
They're normally, dare I say, very efficient from the penalty spot. Boos around Ewood. Ballack against Robinson. Again right-footed. Shorter run up than McCarthy. Steps up and he misses. Robinson got a touch onto the post and Rovers ahead in the shootout. First strike to Paul Robinson and Blackburn Rovers.
Well, I'm delighted Paul's done that. I really am. And just let's keep it going here, Brett. And both sets of backroom staff are just one long line of people with their arms round the shoulders on the sidelines.
Well, I'm pretty sure that he did get a touch then, Paul Robinson, and if he did, magnificent. Emerton for Rovers sends the goalkeeper the wrong way into the bottom left-hand corner, and Rovers 2 up in the penalty shootout.
Oh, it's Didier. And the boo level goes up a notch or 2.
Well, this now becomes a very, very important kick for Chelsea. So if Didier Drogba misses, then Rovers would be 2 ahead, with both sides having taken 2 penalties. Boos for Drogba, but he just plays up to the crowd a little bit, picks the ball up, wipes it down. He's going to measure his run up back to just inside the penalty area, pretty central run up. Drogba makes his way forward and chips it straight down the middle. He waited and waited for Robinson to move and then just clipped it central, and Drogba reduces the deficit to 2-1.
Yeah, very good penalty. Now then, Vince.
So one Aussie has already scored, and Brett Emerton. Vince Grella follows suit. Rovers have made a perfect start so far. Grella from just outside the box runs up right-footed, very calm. Again sends Hilario the wrong way, this time into the bottom right-hand corner. And Rovers perfect from 12 yards so far. It's Florent Malouda to take Chelsea's third penalty. Just a reminder, McCarthy put Rovers 1 up, Ballack missed for Chelsea, Emerton scored, Drogba scored, Grella scored, so Rovers at the moment 3-1 up. Malouda will take Chelsea's third penalty. Ancelotti looks nervous. First lefty of the shootout, Malouda sends Robinson the wrong way. Robinson dived to his left. Malouda with a good penalty, and it's 3-2. This a big penalty, the crucial seventh one, because if Kalinic can convert this, then it means that the next Chelsea man has to score.
I think Peterborough.
He is a regular penalty taker. In front of the Blackburn end, Kalinic runs up, and it's saved. And Niko Kalinic, the unfortunate man for Rovers, just never looked entirely convincing in his run-up. Went for the bottom right-hand corner. Hilario guessed right, and in the end, a penalty. When you see it again, not the best, and a pretty comfortable save.
Well, I was hoping he was just going to blast that down the middle, but not to be.
And now momentum shifts in Chelsea's favour. Zirkov, left-footed. Oh, just squeezes it into the bottom corner. Robinson guessed right, but couldn't get there. Into the bottom right-hand corner it went from the Russian. And now, with 4 penalties each, it's 3-3.
Well, I hope Junior Hoylett isn't thinking of those chances towards the end of the game.
A lot of pressure on the young man's shoulders. This, of course, effectively will take it to sudden death. Hoylett, right-footed, steps up and smashes the penalty home. For a split second you thought, is it going over the crossbar? It didn't. It was high into the roof of the net. Hilario stood no chance. And now the pressure falls on Gael Kakuta, the man who's attracted so much attention. His transfer to Chelsea led to them initially having that transfer ban imposed. Now, as the Frenchman got the composure to take this penalty shootout to sudden death. If he misses, Rovers win. Kakuta steps up, Robinson saves, and Rovers are into the semi-finals of the Carling Cup. Paul Robinson, the villain in the last minute of extra time, the hero in the penalty shootout, and Big Sam's side are 2 games from Wembley. Wendy, unbelievable here at Ewood Park.
Well, I'm absolutely delighted for Paul Robinson, because it would have been a horrible way to end that game after that mistake with literally seconds to go, and he saved 2 penalties. You just see the joy on everybody's faces. Right result at the end.
3-3 at the end of extra time. The game went to penalties. Ballack missed for Chelsea, Kalinic missed for Rovers. Other than that, everyone scored until Gael Kakuta stepped up with the 10th penalty. Left-footed, he tried to hit it hard and firm. Paul Robinson was there, parried the ball away, and Blackburn Rovers have upset the odds to dump Chelsea out of the Carling Cup. It's Big Sam and Rovers through to the semi-finals. It's finished here after a thrilling night at Ewood Park. Rovers 3, Chelsea 3. Rovers win 4-3 on penalties.